Take my money.
Just a couple guys with beards sitting around talking about toys, you know.
That Miracle Grow worked.
Yeah, you like you like it?
Same shade of man.
Does it look real?
Enough. Maybe a few beers in, you know. If I wake up in the morning and that beard is gone, we're gonna have problems. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I got shit all over my face. That's what she said. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
You know, living the dream, as they say, or trying to at least.
Yeah, Ryan said Chad sneezed and pooped out a beard. Yeah. That's really just the mustache. That's that Italian in me, you know. I just and then there it is.
Like Mario.
Like Mario. Like
nothing super though.
Like Mario from down the block. Yeah. So you sent me 70 images.
Did I? I thought I sent more. You might have not got the other half.
Maybe I don't, dude. Come on, bro. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like 197, I think, was the total.
Good God, man. No, I got 70. 70 is enough. How are we going to get through 70 images?
I don't know. Start now or yesterday.
We're just going to get right to it, right? We're not even going to spit on it. We're just going to go.
Bite the pillow. I'm coming in dry.
Chad, get all the dirt on his face. Yeah, I do. Pericles, what's up, man? You're on time. Proud of you. Good to go. Looks like a brown chia pet. Yeah. Chia. Yeah.
That it does.
Jason, what's up, man? Good to see you, Cliff. James Lucas Duarte, the diorama master.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna get into a significant diorama that you just finished.
Yeah, feels like it was yesterday because it was. Damn near.
Kind of. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How long did that project take you?
I want to say I clocked just over 300-ish hours, give or take. So I don't know. I mean, 300, let's say the average person works, 8 hours a day? I mean, 3 months, 4 months, maybe.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, big stuff. Well, I mean, you know, some things take a little longer than they should only because I'm one person, right? And sometimes I'm literally sitting here watching paint dry. So, because like there's really nothing else you can do until it dries. So,
yeah.
Luckily, I've gotten to a point where I take enough commissions that I'm bouncing around, right? So I'm watching paint dry here, but then I'm like, you're boring me. Let me go on to this one, and so forth and so on. So
yeah, sand a little here,
yeah,
little detail over here, and
absolutely.
you and I were having a lot of conversations behind the scenes while you were finishing this project about how like you put so much beautiful, intricate, very, very small detail. And it's one of those things that when you do it right, a lot of people don't even notice it. But you know, you put like 10, 15 hours into that one little spot.
Exactly.
But because it's not an eyesore, it doesn't distract you. So
right, because ultimately the one thing when it comes to and this is a cheat code for all you diorama makers out there, when it comes to making something that exists, the mind has already seen it. Like when you say the word grass, you instantly think green, right? You say sky, you think blue, right? So if you can achieve where it looks so plain, you've done a good job, because your brain doesn't say, wait, that looks out of place. That grass is, why is that grass brown?
Right.
It's because somebody peed on it. Okay, that makes sense. But if there's no bums present, then you're like, why is it brown? You know, did they not water it? You know, you start asking all these questions. So the less questions you can ask, the better. So yes, that's why, like, I'll spend 6 hours putting, you know, a little plant together with a little shrub and a little blade of grass, and it's got to be pointed the same direction that the wind would blow, because the ripples on the water are going eastbound, and yeah, it gets complicated.
We want the shrubbery. Look at this bullshit. This, like, he's gonna. This is how tonight's gonna go.
A world
Some would
build.
call that
It's
diorama a world build.
Yeah. Listen, I will say though, could you imagine, in the scale that you prefer, a 16-foot diorama? That would be like a universe build.
Yeah.
That would be big. You should accept the challenge, Chad.
I mean, yeah, it'd be twice the size of the island in the middle of my Joe room.
Yeah.
I got this for Ryan though.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that.
I love you, Ryan. Yeah. Are we gonna see dioramas for street humans?
Come on, bro. I was trying to hold a straight face. What are you doing?
I don't know. Look, we're just going where the chat goes, dude.
Listen,
that's it.
I don't know of any humans on my streets that have ever worn the colors that man's chosen for his stuff. And maybe that's like an inclination as to why it didn't fund 3 times in, 4 times.
Do the humans on your street smash out minivan windows?
No. They steal filament though. They steal filament though. They definitely steal filament. You know what the fucked up part is? They're gonna go home, open that box, and be like, "What the fuck is this?" and throw this shit out, bro.
Yeah,
so what's gonna happen?
Is this like a weird fishing line? And
yeah.
Just chuck it.
Yeah, this shit's brittle. What the hell? Yeah.
Snap.
Mm-hmm.
Zaymont Rogue says, "Keep talking. Some of us are taking notes."
Oh shit.
And then Jeffy wants to know, how often do you switch between watching paint dry and the grass grow? These ratios are important.
Never more than 5 minutes. Ever. That's my rule of thumb. If I spend 5 minutes stuck on something, I'm doing something wrong, so I just walk away.
The worst part for me is just me. So I get motivated on a project if it's something that existing that I'm going to modify. You know, I'm going to disassemble the whole thing, wash it, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for that to dry, you know, after I've washed it, because, you know, all the little crevices in there and everything. And then you just got to wait. Can't rush it.
Right.
It's just sitting out like on my dryer or something. And I'm like,
but see,
that for like 2 days.
That's a big difference right there, because I specifically said paint dry. You're mentioning washes. I sit there and babysit the washes because sometimes they require an instant wipe or a drip fix or something of that sort. So yes, that you have to babysit, but paint itself, unless you were like slathering that stuff on like your favorite barbecue sauce, it was sitting there watching it dry is boring as shit.
Father Son Galaxy will have to be replay squad. Really looking forward to this one. Have a good stream. Thanks for swinging by at least.
Thank you,
And
sir.
everybody else who's hanging out with us and either double dutying this and the Super Bowl or just watching us instead of the Super Bowl, we appreciate you very much.
PSA though, fly Eagles fly.
You're wearing your jersey, yeah? I know I said I was going to wear my Yankees jersey, but I changed my mind.
And technically it is, because you know it's got my name on it and stuff. You know, my wife got it for me like, I don't know, 8-9 years ago and stuff, back when jerseys were like $600 fucking to make and stuff. Yeah. So it comes out for special occasions like this.
Ryan says we're not friends anymore. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. Say it to my face. I'll bring a step stool. I ain't scared, bro. I want all that smoke.
Yeah, you were saying earlier that you know, when you're sitting down with someone, you really don't know height and things like that. And it's
right.
It is true. Like, I don't.
That's why I'm gonna start doing all my live feeds. Like, hold on, I got this. Show you guys. It's like, what's going on, guys? It's me. Yeah, I'm super big. You know.
No, you're not.
You know what? Look, right there for you, Chad. A double.
Wow. That's cool. Laser Pants, we are still friends. You're not allowed to break up with me or this guy, and we love you very much.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
The Titan says 16-foot diorama would be divorce class.
That's probably mega divorce class, actually.
Titan class, divorce class, right?
Yeah, right there.
Thomas goes nostalgic. Great diorama, but I wish it was bigger.
I mean, I did only put a quarter of the Terror Drome there. So, you know, there's space for growth. Yeah. The customer did say he wanted me to leave it open-ended. So
jokes in there. No, I think that you know what, I'm going to pull up the pictures and then we can just talk about it as we go. But I think you did a really good job of meeting that customer's needs, which, you know, you need to do.
Right.
But also, like, you captured the essence of the Silent Castle and the Terror Drome from Sunbow Season 2 intro. I think it looks freaking amazing. So
thank you. Yeah, I think I think I could speak for most artists when I say this is like the ones that take commissions, right? Because you have artists that just do really good artwork for themselves and they're happy with that, and that's great, but they're not in it for making money or for doing anything other than just creating for themselves. So for the ones that are, and the ones that do take commissions, I know that a lot of them are afraid to do so because that's a big fear, right? Do I meet the customer's expectations? Will I meet their expectations, et cetera, et cetera? One of the things, obviously, that I've dealt with myself and that I've come to realize is, number one, you're already 50% of the way there because they chose you. They picked you, meaning they already like your style, your whatever it is about your stuff, they already like it. So they're already there. They know they want to buy a TV. You just have to point them in which direction, you know, Sony or Samsung, right? So ultimately, I still find that when a customer like this one says, hey, I would like the Terror Drome. It would be awesome if we could do like a mountain under it. I don't know, that might look corny. And I'm like, let me see what I can do. And then they say, but I want you to do it your way, like spice it up, give it your little touches, or whatever modifications you feel like, make it as if it were for you. And I kind of love that personally because you can't go wrong. I'm doing it the way I would like it. So I'd find it hard pressed for somebody to be like, what you did sucks, you know, the way you, because when we do stuff for ourselves, we tend to, you know, put a little more emphasis in it, a little more love, a little more care. We're not stuck in this little proverbial box, right? Where the customer is like, it can't be this big. It's got to be this color shade. And so now you're stuck as a creator. You're like, I really don't want to, you know, so this guy was super cool about it. And
I've found with a lot of my customs, I get the sharpshooters. I'm sure you do to some degree or another, but I get the sharpshooters. Like, I wouldn't have stickered it like that. I wouldn't have painted it that color. I wouldn't have blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's cool. Does it transform? Yeah, it fucking transforms. No, it doesn't.
So here's the difference. Here's the difference with that, right? Let's say the sharpshooter, right, who's clearly not very sharp at all, takes a shot. Great. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So he took his shot.
Mhm.
First thing I'm going to say is, what do you do for a living? And when they tell
Where's
me
yours?
that they work at like Home Depot or 7-Eleven or, nothing's wrong with working at those places, but I say that to say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Now, if 78 points of articulation says I wouldn't have done it like that, I'm going to entertain the conversation and say, well, how would you have done it? Because he might have an idea that I didn't think of. And coming from somebody who's doing something similar, I'd be like, that's actually pretty cool. I'm going to try that next time. Add that weapon to my arsenal, whatever the case may be. But when it's coming from someone who's clearly hating,
Yeah.
I just don't even entertain it at that point because, it's retarded.
Speaking of clearly hating, Greg says, what are you doing? This is a Lord scale collector, not your awesome 112 scale. You know, it's funny, Greg. Make sure you stick around till the end. Make sure you stick around because this isn't a spoiler. This is a bit of a tease. We're just gonna like tickle it just a little. Me and this guy, cardboard box, huh? And that guy, and this guy.
Ooh.
Yeah. We're gonna
Lots of guys.
We're gonna do some stuff in the Lord scale. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, let me pull up these pictures. I'm trying to stay on top of this chat too, because that thing is.
Who is this Lord that we talk about? Are we talking about Ryan still? Is that who we're referring to, or
no.
Is there a different Lord, or is it Bobby? No. Is that the Lord? Like, what are we?
No. I don't know. I'm gonna hit a couple of super chats real quick. Legends Series sends a 420 super chat. Thank you, Legends Series, my friend, and says just showing love to the King Duarte.
Thank you, sir.
I'll send you $4.20 on PayPal. Actually, I'd have to give you the 55% that YouTube gives us. So
yeah. I was gonna say, wait, you get the whole thing?
No, God, I wish. Just Jeff sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeffy, and says, I once saw Duarte and Chad scale a mountain, kill a grizzly bear, and make clothes and dinner out of it.
The world's most interesting men.
Yeah, I made my fake beard out of it. Yeah. Thank you, Jeffy. V Conley, what's up, my friend? Sends a $5 super chat and says, just wanted to show some love to two of the most creative and genuine people I know.
Appreciate you, brother. That's a great compliment. Listen, genuine and authentic are like the best compliments you can get these days, honestly, because that shit's like a rare breed / commodity.
Authenticity is the new currency, man.
I love it, bro. I love it because I fucking bathe in that shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Vishay. Love you very much. Tell Sam we said hi.
Yep.
David Carlier sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, David, and says a good fan of your Street Fighter Dios, Mr. Duarte.
Thank you, sir, and stay tuned because I'm dropping some heat this month.
Man, there's some crazy stuff coming. Crazy stuff. Justin Booth gifted a channel membership. Thank you so much, Justin. I know I have to play the obligatory clip, and I'm gonna in a second, but it's because of channel members, gifted channel memberships, all that awesome stuff that I was able to reach 10,000 subscribers. So thank you all very much for that. It's because of all of you awesome people. And here you go.
Wolverines. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And Figure Fight Club sends a $20 super chat.
Damn.
I can't do the thing that Ryan does because that is all Ryan. But I'll give you one of these. Thank you, Figure Fight Club, so much. It says, shout out to Chad and Duarte. Thank you so much. Thank you all very, very much. And I'm going to hit this last one for right now. Our good friend Cato from Cato's Collections, channel member for 9 months. Thank you, my friend. Uses his Chad Chat trademark. It's Chad 2024 and says 9-month membership, huh? It's like Chad birthed me.
It's a beautiful thing.
I got nothing. I got nothing. Thanks, Cato. Love you very much. And I'm going to pop these off. and we will. Let's do this, shall we?
Pow.
Kapow. All right. So you sent a bunch of images, and because we're so high effort around here, this is just my Gmail. It's my Gmail pulled up. So all right. I'm gonna pull them up, and then you can just kind of chat on them as you want.
Yeah. So that's a tree, and it comes from the ground.
Okay, moving on.
That's the finished tree right there, right? So everything's pretty much foam right there. For the vines, I did a mix between what you would call twine, or like the really cheap kind of rope, right? Because if you like take it apart and then you run it through paint, not only does it soak up the paint really well, but then it also actually acts as like a gluing agent, because if you put it in while it's wet and it dries, it'll harden where it's supposed to be, so it actually helps you ultimately. But I used a mix between the twine and the, what's it called? I think EVA foam. It's basically the foam that the cosplayers use. The black one, you can actually get 1/8 and 1/4 inch thick, like rope, basically like rubberized rope of it, and then you sit there and you carve it out. But it's a lot better than doing the full pink foam how I used to do, because that stuff is so thin and so brittle that you touch it, it'll break. This stuff has a lot of flexibility, and yeah, that was the first tree that essentially started the whole jungle process off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the man right there. That's the owner of the Dio, Stephen Finley.
Nice. Diorama is more awesome than I could have imagined in person. My 8-year-old self won the lottery. Dude, you freaking did, man. That thing is so rad. So rad. Yeah, congratulations, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm jealous, bro. I'm like, damn, I want to play with this thing more.
Yeah. G-Force, Victor, what's up, man? Good to see all you guys. Snap, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. And then Greg says, solid looking tree. Get it? Yeah.
Brumch.
Raymond Sheffield, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. That's thanks to all of you. Yep. And then tree.
Yep, that's just all the way around, I believe. Like just different angles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But the detail that you put in this stuff, again, you got these little like baby branches popping off.
Yep.
Like you would really see.
Yep.
But you take the time to put that like small detail in it to make it look as realistic as possible. But
yeah, so the best way that I could explain to people is like the foam, you want it first, you want to start off with your thickest foam. Like I believe it's 2.5, 3 inch in some places, but basically yeah, you want to carve it into the shape that you want, kind of like as if you were peeling a potato. And once you're done with that and you sand it down and you got it nice and smooth, you just sit there and you texture it with your hot knife, and you run your veins and your cuts into it, and you kind of shape it the way you want.
You like putting veins in it, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Gotta get the veins in that wood.
Yeah.
Woody 222, what's up, man? Good to see you. Now write a rap, please. No.
I need a dope like intro for me. I need like a cool, like you got a cool intro, 3POA got a cool intro, Ninja got a cool. I need a cool intro now. I need somebody to make me some cool intro.
Yeah.
Always a fan of this thicker stuff. Yeah. I bet. I got all shapes and sizes for every. There's a seat for every ass, my friend.
Thick and veiny. That's the way we like it around here.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So yeah.
Yo, Woody, how veiny do you want your tree on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know. There you go. That was the reference image that he sent me.
Yep, there it is.
And now, when people see the finish versus this, like obviously this is a cartoon, number one. So a lot of things are stylized. And number two, I'm going to punch Laser Pants in the throat. And number three, that's about as high as I can reach when I jump, Yeah. So it's like fist bumping, but to the throat. So obviously if I would have done that in 12th scale, it would have been ginormous, right? So, the one constraint we had was 16 feet long, 4 foot wide, which is essentially 2 sheets of plywood. But ultimately, that's where I had to come in and kind of get creative on how much of the mountain do I want to see? How big does that tunnel need to be to kind of make sense? And later on, they'll see. But yeah, that was the inspiration, basically.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's a great image to use as a jumping off point, right? Because the intro to specifically season 2 more so than season 1, which was the crashing Cobra mothership, which, you know, Super 7 just showed us their mothership crash. But the season 2 intro is freaking money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Diffuse King doesn't reach the ceiling, but bust the wall trying.
Listen, I won't reach the bottom, but I'll let the sides know I'm around.
Yeah, you just gotta smack the sides on the way, and then
That's
you're good, right?
Hello, hello, hello.
I want it all made out of veins. Okay, yeah, here we go. Right, okay, so here's a shot that's the inspiration.
Yeah.
And then this is the other one. Now this is from Mass Device. This is the Cobra Silent Castle.
Yep.
Okay. So those are your two main sources of inspiration. Jungle in the middle, you kind of got a mental image of where you're going with this, yeah?
Right.
Cool. Slacker Supreme, what's up, man? Chad, what is your opinion on Joy Toy Warhammer 40K? Pretty rad. Jeff W is a big fan, and he's shown me his 40K collection. Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
They are
not my thing. I'm kind of more into the Joy Toy military stuff, but Joy Toy makes quality shit, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, anything Joy Toy is good, honestly.
Chris from Cutthroat Comics says, I'd like to see Duarte do an Action Force base for my Valaverse figures. That would be cool. Well, he takes commission.
Hit me up. Yeah, commission me. I'll make you anything you want, brother.
Yeah. What do you want? You want lots of veins on the side of your Action Force base?
Let's do it. I'll make that shit veiny. I'm the vein master.
3 inches thick and veiny. All right. So yeah, and then
you're getting demonetized. That's it. You're fucked.
Nah. We're being vague enough.
So obviously that was the toy too. So then what I did was I like to usually, when I'm mix and matching, I like to get 2 point of references that are real, right? Like, so a real toy kind of artwork or the actual toy itself, and then the cartoon or the comic version, basically. So that's essentially what I did there and got that reference as well.
Cool. GeForce Racing says Puppy Bowl was awesome. I didn't know they still did that.
Oh yeah, every year. They've done it for forever.
Mother Slug. Sorry, the mam's in Houston, so I'm trying to keep in touch with her at the same. I'm multitasking like mad. Is there only one Terror Drome? I always took it there were a couple around the world. Mountains to the movie version in the swamp. So according to the comics, which is like the original continuity, they would manufacture and sell Terror Dromes to other nations.
Okay.
So yes, there are Terror Dromes everywhere.
Right, which is cool, because even if it's the same one, you know, if it's an area like you know, like in Russia, right, it's more ice and cold and you know, colder metals, and then, you know, maybe in a jungle it's got more rust because it's humid, and so yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly, Mother Slug. So in the season 2 of the animated series, you kind of see it like tucked into that cutout mountain, which is supposed to be Cobra Island. And then in the animated movie, you see it in the swamp. So yeah, there are numerous Terror Dromes. That castle would look a lot better in Deek purple. We'll talk about this later. Okay. My wiener obelisk. Not real size. I'm
gonna send him a wiener obelisk.
I don't know what's not real size. The veiny 3 inches. I don't know. What's up?
Yeah.
Stuart Jardine, what's up, man? Good to see him. Okay, so this is another example of the Silent Castle, which is not real, but it should have been. Should have been. And then here's the box art for the Terror Drome, courtesy of 3djoes.com. I always found some of these pictures just real weird because they really just took them off their cards.
Oh yeah,
slapped most of them on there. Like, there's no context for what half of them are doing. Like Monkey Wrench is hiding.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Terror Drome,
Yep.
And then just starting to lay it all out, right?
Yeah, that was the 4 pieces I pre-cut, and you'll notice that some of the pieces have some damage or some cutouts or stuff like that. And honestly, it's very hard nowadays to get these bigger pieces that don't have some pallet strap marks or things of that nature. And I don't mind it when I'm doing dials that don't require perfection, because since this is a war zone, there's cracks in the ground.
Yeah.
So I kind of let the foam always dictate for me. I know I want to put cracks and explosions, but where? We'll let the foam tell me. And if the foam happens to be perfect, then I get, full carte blanche on where I want to put them. But in this case, it's kind of like, hey, that's where the grenade fell. So that's kind of what you see there.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing when I work on my custom. See, yours, like, you're creating stuff out of nothing, whereas I do a lot more like mostly subtractive and then kind of additive, because I take something existing. But I'll do the same thing. I'll take like a rock, a couple rocks, toss them up wherever they land. I'm like, well, that's your
Right.
defilade. Or
Right.
if I know I want to put like dents on a vehicle, I'll literally just like flick something at it, and I'll be like, there, that's where it's going to go. So
Right.
I get you. But yeah, I remember when you sent me this picture over Instagram, I was like, damn, son. So,
Huge.
Home whisper. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah. My pre-game is kind of like, all right, pink foam. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna carve you up real nice, make it some trees, some real veiny, thick trees. Then the foam's like, yeah.
Yeah. I got to use my insults to inspiration voice. So, take this 3-inch tree, give it some veins. Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
And all the trees do have the 80s bushes on top. So
Gross, dude. That stuff's making a comeback too. What the hell?
what? Nah, stop it.
We're not going to discuss that.
I'm gonna make sure my wife never hears that ever get lazy on me. Like, nope.
No. Oh, yeah. Mine, I don't have to worry about
Mm-mm.
it with mine. So
Good.
this is what I'm talking about. I love George Aiken because not only is he a real life James Bond villain with his own bodyguard, but he always loves to flex. The closest I got to a custom is stacking 9 Action Force headquarters on top of each other, and he did.
Wow.
Yeah. The cardboard one, not the plastic one. So
Hey, listen, gotta flex what you can, right?
yeah. Slacker Supreme says the Terror Drome is definitely a grail piece for me, but it's probably going to be a while considering what they go for nowadays.
Well, if you keep waiting, it's gonna go for a lot more.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So maybe they'll normalize. In my mind, I'm the worst person to talk about price because I only know what I paid for it, and that
Right.
could be 6 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever, right? So like somebody was talking about Terror Drome prices. I was like, what do you mean? They're only like $300. So like,
Nah,
no, they're not.
nope, definitely.
Ryan says I'm skipping his comments. I'm not skipping them. It's moving fast, man.
You know what, Chad? It's Chad. Listen, it's cool. He's trying to trigger me right now, but it's fine because clearly he forgot that I'm his guest on Saturday. So
Yeah.
I might just save the punches for that day.
Well, speaking of punches, here we go. I'm here to play with Chad's hair.
He got rid of it. It was on his face earlier.
Yeah. You know, look at here. There you go. How about that? Is that cool? I don't know.
Emo Chad.
Oh, look, he said, oh, I did forget about that. Oh, look, Woody's got a Terror Drome that he's selling for 700 or best offer. There you go.
Damn, Daniel, that's like 8 years ago price.
No. Okay. So this is where you started mapping it out with what? Just plain old Sharpie, right? Just
Yeah,
drawing
actually,
shit?
so I used to use Sharpies, but the problem is I don't know what kind of foam tip they use on those fucking things that when you run them through the foam fast, they literally like stop working. So
Yep.
Milwaukee and Home Depot, Milwaukee makes their version of the Sharpie, but it's like you could write through fucking oil, water, all sorts of shit. So that's essentially what I use the Sharpie, but a better Sharpie, the Milwaukee one.
Is that a Pink Panther?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we're starting to get ideas of where we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to draw out your silent castle, but obviously you need to use the vehicle in relation to the door because you don't want to pull a Masters of the Universe fucking Castle Grayskull and the door's too small. So,
yeah.
Smart. Oh, yeah. I played with Laser Pants hair is late and I guess we got to start over. So yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, there's kind of the rough ends of the ramparts for your castle.
Yep.
Cut that bitch out.
Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to cut it out of one piece because I knew since I was going to be putting the towers and a whole bunch of other accessories to it, I wanted it to have that nice solid structure, you know, so not to be individual pieces.
Yeah, which is engineering wise, it's smart, because you don't have like different. These aren't separate pieces because then you're putting weight on here and you just have one solid facade.
Yep.
Boop. And then there is your main vehicle bay.
And that's when I realized, oh shit, I did it so good that I could fit two of those fuckers next to each other.
Oh shit, son.
Yep. So you'll notice on the floor, I did the cutouts on the floor to give it the segmentation like it would on a concrete, pad.
Right.
And by doing the middle line, you can see the middle line there, and it has about a ½ inch to the tank itself. And it's like, oh, perfect. I could fit two here, even better.
Yep. There you go.
Because this is one of the perfect examples of the customer actually told me they were more interested on the exterior versus the interior. But I knew that I was going to have, to me, I hate wasting dead space. As you can see, I utilize everything around me for shelving, I don't care. I want to have the space. So I'm like, no, dude, even if I just do like a gritty gray paint job in there, because he'll fill it up with his own little tables and guns and figures and all that stuff.
And
right. But if I can at least give him some sort of an interior with some lighting, so that's what I ended up doing and making because originally it was going to be just the exterior, nothing opens, nothing really does anything. But I was like, nah, man, I gotta really go ham on this thing.
Yeah. Yes, it is 1/12 scale.
Yes.
No, it is not a tank. But I see
so
what you did there.
Why is it not a tank? I'm curious. I never heard your explanation on this, and I don't care if you've said it before because you never said it to me. So
I'll send you the link.
Oh, you'll send me the link? Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Because you do realize what the definition of a tank is, right? And just
me? The guy who was a heavy weapons master gunner in the U.S. Army Infantry?
Yeah.
I do. It's not a tank. It's a high-speed Sentry. It's more like a Bradley or a Striker.
But it's armored. It has tracks and it has weapons.
Doesn't matter.
That's what Google says, bro. Dr. Google said those are the 3 prerequisites. All right.
Watch what I send you in the link.
I will.
And you'll get a greater understanding. It is not a tank. It was never designed to be a tank. That's part of the thing, right? So if we're going to tactically pause here for a second, the Hiss was originally designed as a 6-wheel vehicle with a jaw cockpit that they brought back for the Hiss 2. It was never designed to be a tank, never had the words tank. Now, when Sunbow started making the animated series and they took certain creative liberties, Destro's mouth moved, Lifeline's a fucking pacifist. General Hawk calls the Hiss a tank. But if you ask Ron Rudat, if you ask any of the people, right, who came up with a real American hero, it was never a tank. It's a Sentry class vehicle, right? It's a high-speed reconnaissance vehicle. That's what it is. More like the M2A1 Bradley. But once Hawk said tank, and then later on when the Septic tank came out in 88, it just stuck. I'm sorry, 91. It just stuck. And then
up until then it was just the Wolverine, right?
Huh?
Up until then, like it was just the Wolverine that was the tank, right?
It was the Mobat and the Mauler.
Or the Maul, okay.
So Cobra has tanks. They have the Crimson Attack tank. Like these are actually tanks. Anyway, we're not going to get into it because then the chat's going to get all freaking riled up about it. But yeah, it's not a tank.
It's okay.
It's a groupthink kind of thing. And when you really look at it, it's very interesting because no one from the Real American Hero team ever called it a tank. It just started being called a tank. And then later people started putting the word tank on the box.
Oh, okay. So chat, what we've learned today is that it is not a Hiss tank. It is a Sentry tank.
It's not a fucking tank at all. See, look, Now, and you see, I told you they were going to do it.
They also have the BAM tank. There, see, look, yeah, Sentry tank. See, he gets it. Oh, laser pants. I'm gonna hit your trigger topic too. Don't you worry, princess. I'm coming for you.
Science, people! Science!
It's science. Yep. And also, Google never lies, Chad. So clearly you just misinformed all of us, but it's okay. It's fine.
Maggot's not a tank either. It's a mobile artillery piece.
Yeah, I don't got no skin in the game. I could give two shits. I just felt like being facetious.
Yeah, see, George Aiken, even in the UK, the hyena's not a tank. It is not. No, it's not.
It is not.
Anyway, you guys are gonna,
shit.
I'm gonna fucking rage quit tonight.
That would be a first. Look at Jeff taking the Lord's name in vain. Jesus.
Super Alleluia. $5 super chat. Community.
Trigger time. All right, get past the tank. I mean the hiss, the sentry, whatever. Just get past it. Go.
No, it's fun. I love it. I love it. Okay. Moving past the classified hiss in the vehicle bay. Oh, look, there it is again.
Another one.
All right, cool. So now we're starting to add, right?
Yep.
Anything fancy here?
So no, I mean, it literally, I'm taking a lot of like inspiration from the original, like the cartoony kind of reference, right? Where it's very squarey and like angly and all that stuff. So I just figured, main bay on one side and then, your little side bays or like your storage or weapons bays or something like that on the side as well with the, opening doors as well with some lighting. So very tankless. I hear you.
Good evening. Thank you for being here.
What up?
Not a tractor. Anyway, yeah, it's a skid steer. Sure. Okay, so we're not here to discuss that. And then you're cutting out the water.
Yeah, so I normally when I do the water, I like to go about maybe 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch deep in there, and then I sit there with a knife and I'm filleting this thing, right? I'm sitting there, I'm doing the fillet because you'll notice on the water area, I got the little fillet technique, and then on the ground area, I got a whole different technique that gets me that ground texture the way I want it that way, which is more of a drag your blade across it type of deal, not necessarily a cut. The only thing with that is it will cut fingers and break fingers too if you're not careful. So yeah, two techniques there. Because then with the water, I end up wrapping it with some TP for the bunghole and some glue and water and that kind of stuff.
I like your little Beavis and Butthead reference. Zaymont Rogue wants to know.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
Clearly, they didn't take their meds.
Well, I did all three. So anyway, yes, thank you very much. And here's a question for you. How much to ship this big diorama to a commission customer? Just wondering. Well, he picked it up.
Well, yes, Cutthroat Custom. So there's two options. One, most people, they'll fly out. Well, actually, there's three options. One, you commission me, I build it, I ship it to you, in which case it would be palletized, and all of the dioramas I make are modular. So every mountain, every tree, all those things are movable, so they're packable. So I would palletize, and something this big would probably fit on 2 pallets comfortably, and that could range anywhere from $500 to $1,500 per pallet, depending where it's going, right? As just a kind of like a roundabout. The other option is, which I've also had, customers will pay me to fly out. They'll pay the housing or keep me at their place if they have like a big place with an extra room or something like that for depending a week, 2 weeks. And we buy all the supplies there. They pay for everything. And then they're essentially paying me the labor and I do everything in house. And then 3, they do with the customer.
Like fucking squat in their house.
Yeah, basically. And that you got to feed me too. That's part of it. Right. So then the last option is what this customer did, where they commissioned me for the build. I gave them a price, and then they basically arranged to fly out and then rent a vehicle and drive it all the way back. And this thing went literally across the country. So it went as far as it possibly could.
That's rad, dude. Speaking of sharpshooting,
That's true. I couldn't. I didn't have enough veins to go around, bro. Like it's I only got but so much veinage.
Diffuse King says, I see model railroad guys use cheap plastic hand planer scoop thing to shave foam for terrain.
Yeah, it could work. I mean, there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's, right? You can use them. I use the craziest, most weirdest tools sometimes to do stuff just because I like the effect it does on the foam, or I like the texture it gives, or so yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. There's that time-honored term. There are very many ways. There is very rarely the way. Like what works for one person may not work for another. And that's kind of why it's good that we all share tips and tricks and things like that. So
yep.
Speaking of which, Mother Slug says modeling tips, placing the chat freaking moved. Placing plastic styrene on the foam board pieces will make it come together better. There you go.
Placing styrene on the foam board pieces will make it come to. I'm assuming he's talking about the bases themselves going together.
I guess.
Yeah,
but everybody's got their way, right?
Of course.
Silly question: when it comes to water surfaces, do you worry about the ground and give that texture, or do you carve out, design the water effects of said water? Well, we're going to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stand
but
by.
You can essentially do both.
Yeah, Mother Slug. I've modeled railroads over 43 years, so I know modeling playsets. There you go. Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the model railroad stuff is what I started with many moons ago when I was a child and with my father. And styrene is definitely something that they use a lot. And honestly, I love styrene for the smaller things, for stuff like this. It's massive, and it's a huge undertaking price-wise, because even when I have a place out here that's 10 minutes away where I get sheets, 4x8 sheets of styrene, 1/16 of an inch, 1/18 of an inch, and even those things are still $100+ a sheet. So yeah, and it's super heavy too. When you're talking 12th scale, man, versus HO, which is 87 scale, it's a huge difference in material and weights. A lot of that stuff. That finished castle, probably weighed 25 pounds, maybe.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of reasons for give and take,
Yeah. So here you're starting to bring it all together, making it more three-dimensional, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What are these fasteners?
So I use screws. I use actual the coarse thread screws, because the way it sticks into the foam, it like threads really nicely. But to be honest, it's not something that I would do as a trusted method. It's only as an extra set of hands, right? So I'm literally gluing every piece. It goes together, but then I run the screws to prevent it from shooting itself out, because when you're using that hot glue, it likes to let the foam, fall off or push out of the way. And then that gets covered anyways with all the little facade work. And so that's why it doesn't matter. It's basically like doing woodwork, right? You drill the hole in, and then you put the spackle over it, cover it up. Same concept.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Countersink, flush it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Here's a question for you, White Vegeta. What other materials do you like to use?
So honestly, I use everything from metal to plastic to foam to paper to cardboard. So honestly, the best way to answer that question is it really just depends what it is that I'm doing, because one job would be done way better with foam versus wood. Another job would need the structural soundness of wood versus the foam, or both. So you'd have to be specific as to like, hey, if you were doing this, what would you use versus what materials? Because I use everything.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. It again, it's all that Met TC, right? So it's going to be project dependent. GeForce Racing says, I'm thinking of using a vegetable peeler on foam ever since Duarte said peel that like a laser pants.
You could try it. It's only going to work for about 2 or 3 pulls, because that thing gets so dull quick, and the foam is not going to agree to it like you think it would. I tried it, trust me.
Yeah. What's your adhesive of choice? Just it depends on the medium.
Right. It depends on the medium, but you could never go wrong with hot glue, even if it's a temporary thing where you just need it to hold it and you can like peel it off. But if it's something that requires more than hot glue, I might use CA, unless it's on foam or a material where the CA will eat it. Then at that point, I'll use some like high adhesive caulking or some resin glue, again, depending on the medium, as long as it's not something it'll eat through. So it just really depends.
Yeah. This is cool, and I've seen people do this too. My neighbor just built faux beams in his vaulted ceilings from foam. Yep.
I did that at my sister's house 3 months ago, and I built her a 6 foot tall olive, like I did an olive tree, 6 foot tall olive tree, same way I did the mini ones, but life size. Yeah, a lot of people do that nowadays. It weighs nothing. It looks so good,
Yeah.
especially if you can get the wood
Frame it
texture
and
right.
box it
People
out.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I have a railroad spike, not the spike, the railroad track piece itself, a wooden one that I did using some pine and carving it, and you would think it came from the railroad. The only difference is it doesn't weigh 300 pounds.
There you go. Have you done any 1/18 scale dios, or would you be open to doing one?
I have done so many. I
Hmm.
actually have some that are in my garage from my 118 military days, and I will do commission any scale, from 1/144th all the way up to half scale, whatever you want, brother.
And yeah, for sure. And we're gonna talk about 1/18 scale here in a little bit. Gotta love sticky caulk.
Yeah, I have it no other way. If it ain't sticky, I don't want it.
Moving on. All right, so here it is, starting to really take shape now.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks so good. So freaking good. All right, now you got it with the base.
Yep. Test fit.
Yep. Boom.
Decided to
Fucking
do
detail on this door, man.
I decided to do a little double-sided vaulted door that actually functions and opens. So I'm not sure if they're in the pictures, it might not be, but that's essentially right on the side of the main door's wall before it reaches one of the other ones. So it's essentially like you can go into that main garage through that little side door versus dropping that big one. And it was kind of a joke to myself and my father, where it's like when we had our automotive shop, it was always like, keep the fucking door closed, you're letting the heat out. But we didn't have a small door. You would have to open that massive fucking truck door, and then it would close, and there goes all the heat. So I'm like, hey, we got to keep the heat in for the Cobras, right? It was a little side door and shit. So,
Side door, yeah.
But to be honest, this was more just for me to expand on my ever evolving library of accessory pieces, because I want to encourage other diorama makers to do it themselves. But just like me, who the fuck wants to sit there and carve that out of styrene for 6 hours? Because yes, I can do it. I've done it, but it's not cost effective. It's not time effective. So if I can produce them and make them at an affordable price, then you might build your own custom, bay using this door or multiple doors. I can do it in 18 scale. I can do it in any scale. So it's just another reason for me to create something that I could then offer to other creators or people that would want to use it as an accessory piece.
Yeah. Slacker Supreme. Yes, I do have a bunch of Final Faction stuff. It's mostly that ATV that they had. I have a couple of the figures, but really just the ATVs. I got a lot of those, but yeah. Best thing ever released, static grass. The amount of detail that realistic grass makes, expensive it is though. Probably.
So yeah, static grass is beautiful for like if I now I'm talking 12 scale. It's beautiful if I want a mossy effect, but if I want that grass like how I do it, the only way that I prefer to do it is I make my own grass. I sit there and I cut strands of different materials. I dye it, I soak it, and then I literally apply it with the glue in sections. And it's the most realistic looking for me. If I want to go super high, then I get stuff that's already pre-made or that I modify. I've also done a lot of work with companies overseas for the RC industry. So I get access to different types of shrubbery and things of that nature that I can cut and modify to make it look like a certain 12 scale plant, or kind of like the same thing that you mentioned you do with buying a vehicle and modifying it. I might buy some real world fake flowers at Michael's and then realize, oh shit, I can cut out smaller versions of these out of this material and it'll look cool. So I do a lot of that, to spend a lot of time on those details. It's very important. The devil's in the detail.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where that creativity goes a long way, like a long, long way. Like you got to get creative with the stuff that you have at your disposal.
My wife's like, why the hell are we going to the 99-cent store again? And I'm like, I just want to walk down the aisle. She's like, why? I don't know. I might look at something that might pop into my head and say, that looks like a cool bunker, or something.
Yeah, I went to I was making a Joe mech out of a PJ Mask vehicle, and I wanted I had to get a 12-inch Marvel War Machine because I wanted the fists, and I just cut them off and put them in there. And I wanted him to have like this weird like robot jocks kind of like construction apparatus on his arm. So we went through the 99-cent store and I found these cheap little construction vehicles and they had a bulldozer. And I was like, I took the front of that bulldozer and I gave him like this weird dozer thing on his arms.
Right.
Yeah, man. You can
the match, bro. It's the best.
Everyone in the chat is so nice. What a great community.
That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit right there.
There it is. Yeah.
Let's be honest. We wish it was actually a good community, but it's not. So it's just, you got to find your group of people and stick with it, you know?
Speaking of which, K-Max says, fly, Eagles, fly.
He knows what time it is.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Diffuse King says, I seen a guy cut paintbrush bristles to make grass patches. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It worked. It works great. And again, you can do that for 12 scale, but think about it. Those bristles go a long way in HO scale. When you're in 12 scale, that one brush might be like a 1-inch patch of grass, you know?
No.
Your math's not mathing, bro.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. So moving on. Yeah, there's the door with the frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, it looks
double-sided. It's got a nice little satisfactory click on it too when you open and close it. It's like,
see, that stuff makes all the difference. Yeah,
it does, man.
It's not floppy. It's not just flopping around.
No, we don't like floppers. There's something about Mary titties got to go. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Beard gang.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I'm trying to keep it, you know.
The mech. Telling everyone that you're number one. You're number one. All right.
Number one.
You're number one. What are we looking at here?
Framework. It's so literally the top is that top thicker layer is our base for the top of the Terror Drome, and then that bottom one is essentially the frame where I use as my guide to wrap the wall around and get that curve.
Man, I haven't done a secret word in a hot minute. Yeah, you're right, James Lucas. It is tank. 100%. All right. So now we're starting to look at Terror Drome.
Yep.
Okay. So you decided to make it a pie slice, right? Because
yeah. So because of the thing that we mentioned about, you know, the scale being kind of off in the cartoon, and then here, my goal was to like a hiss has to be able to come through that tunnel, right? So that was my constraint that I set for myself, because honestly, had I just done a few inches of mountain and said, here you go, I'm sure he would have been perfectly fine with it. But I wanted to throw in the lights, the tunnel. And since I did that, I said, okay, since I have 4 feet to work with depth wise, this is either going to be that whole thing, but then it kind of takes up a lot of the space and the real estate, or how big would it be if I did it in a quarter? And then doing it in a quarter, it's about 30 inches. So about 60 inches, 50, about 5-6 feet wide, like the whole thing. If it was all 4 pieces, I'm like, that seems about right. You know, it proportionally looks good with the figures. So I went with that. So he can get that full feel of the Terror Drome, the mountain, but still have that space for the troops and the hisses and whatever other vehicles and figures and all that good stuff.
Right. Oh Snap has a good question. I'm going to kind of hold this for a little bit so you can like give this question the attention it needs.
You got
it. Mother Slug, I never understood why Hasbro never made a Cobra Throne Room diorama play set, you know, that would sell. Because Hasbro. Yeah.
Be careful what you whisk for, Mother Slug.
Yeah, you might get half a hallway or a staircase.
You never know.
Yeah, okay. And then
I want to also make one thing very clear to all your viewers. There are things that I like personally that I consider very niche, one of which Metal Slug, right? I feel like there's 3 fans of Metal Slug out there, you know? Everyone kind of knows what it is, but I feel like there's only like 3 or 4 of us that are like really diehard fans. And I'm one of them, right? So I say that to say that there is not anything that I would not make, even if I don't like it, because I enjoy the process so much that I don't give a shit what the actual piece itself is. Yes, there are certain ones where I'm like, ooh, I got to do it, right? So if the person reaches out to me, and I'll give you an example, someone reached out to me and said, hey, would you do a 1/12 scale firehouse for the Ghostbusters, and I love Ghostbusters, so I was like, not only will I do it, but I'm going to give you a really good price on it because I'm basically living vicariously through you because I can't afford to make it for myself. Right. I want to do it. Right. So I plan to put a section on my website that has a passion projects list. And if you're one of those people that has that on the list and like, hey, I would like that done, let me know because I will give you a really good deal on it because I want to make it. You know what I mean? So I'll make anything. I think everything is cool. I love play sets. I love making the stuff that we wish we had as kids now for us. So I don't care how crazy the idea is. Send it my way. We'll make it happen.
And we're probably going to come back around to that in a little while too. Huh. Yeah, we're probably going to. Oh, here we go. Have you done a 6-inch scale USS flag yet?
So it's actually funny you mentioned that because our good friend that picked this dial up was telling me how bad he would like for me to make him a Sky Strike in 12th scale. And then he said, and I would love a Duarte style half from the tower half forward. So we could essentially bolt it to his wall and and I'm like, yeah, you had me at like tower. So it might just happen, but I would do the whole full thing if somebody commissioned me for it. Absolutely. I would just do it my way and kind of modernize it and light it up and make it all, nice.
Nice.
Yep.
God.
So,
all right. So here we go. Coming together. There's the doors and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Terror Drome.
Now I'm kind of wrapping the foam around there and screwing everything into the posts that I left on the inside for support because I know that I'm going to cover those up with the paneling and all that stuff. So I want to make sure that that's robust, can pick this thing up. If it falls on the floor, it's not going to fall apart, just really, really robust construction.
Nice. My wife is sending me pictures of the In-N-Out that she's currently eating.
Nice.
We don't have In-N-Out in New Mexico. So, yeah. All right, moving on. All right, what do we got here?
So that's the ladder that I designed that runs from the top all the way to the bottom, which was an addition that I made as well, because since there was really no designs on the inside and kind of how it goes, I'm thinking in my head, what's a way that I could make it not so complicated, but connects everything together? And I just started the portholes on each floor and one whole ladder that runs from the top to the bottom. And that was pretty much after about 12 hours worth of printing. And yeah, that's what that is.
What does the link bang on the top right go to?
I have no idea what he's saying.
I don't know what that's in reference to.
Oh, because those are screenshot or those are pictures of I guess he's talking about the on the top where the where it says, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
No, it's tutoring. Thank you, because I tutor children. Oh no. Thank you for bringing that up. Now I gotta wait for
like, where does Bang go?
Huh?
Where does Bang go?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but yeah, that's it's for this company called Tutor Doctor, for kids that need tutoring in school. I don't, they just call it Bang. I don't know. I didn't build the fucking thing, but anyway. Back to
yeah, you keep doing that because while you're doing that, I'm going to send you the rest of what didn't come through because I see.
Oh my lord! Okay.
Because you definitely need those because what you have right there doesn't even begin to show like the finished stuff. So I'm going to send you finished stuff. I'm going to send a few little batches to make sure that they all get there.
All right. So what are you doing? Are you masking this off to paint?
Murder scene. I mean, yeah. So this is actually one of those running jokes, right? So my brother BK, he helps me when he can, like after hours, he leaves his job and he comes here and I throw him a few bucks for helping me out and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll have him, like, hey, bro, I need you to black this out. So whatever Dio thing I did that's already pink, I need him to black everything out. He knows how I like it. All black, no drips, right? God damn. And
Yeah, you and I were on the phone when he showed up to do all that.
right. So when he gets so focused on doing it and making sure that there are no drips and no stuff that I have to go and fix later that he forgets to like mind his area. And I'm like, dude, there's paint fucking splatters everywhere. I gotta clean this shit. Like, what the hell? So I'm like, you know what, bro? Kiss, right? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
I said, here's some paint, here's the brush. I don't give a shit where it goes, but I need it not to be drippy and I need the whole thing blacked out. Here you go.
Yeah.
And it just eliminated him having to worry about where the paint's going besides the topic itself, you know?
Right. World Made of Cardboard wants to know, I know it's not Star Wars, but would it survive me throwing an X-Wing at it?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, cool. And then what? This is where you're going to put the ladder?
Yep.
Cool.
And you'll see it go right through. Boop.
Blam.
They'll mock up.
Yep. Moving on. All right. So now we're starting to put the mountain in there, yeah?
Yeah, we're starting to put the mountain. We've already tested the Terror Drome. It fits on top. The mountain is separate from the Terror Dromes, which I also wanted to do as a modular thing, not just for transportation, but let's say he wants a scene where the Terror Drome is on the ground, you know, or in the jungle. Now he can. It doesn't have to be on the mountain. And the mountain could be used separate for something else.
Right. Which is cool, right? Because then it's more modular for whatever your playtime is.
Exactly.
6-inch scale In-N-Out restaurant display for Chad.
Maybe.
Yeah. Jeffy, I will tell her. Yeah, I'll let her know. All right, moving on. Hey.
It's a me, Mario.
It's a me. That thing is freaking huge. That's what she said. But yeah. It is quite large.
Yeah, I had to do that because I'm always being reminded, like, hey, we need like a water bottle in the picture or your head or your face, something, because people really don't get the gist of the actual scale, you know?
Can you see this? Ryan just sent that to me.
Jesus Christ.
It's a whole bunch of me's. Man, that would be a horrible community. Everybody would only like the same thing. Talking about boring.
Boring.
If you filled this Terror Drome with water and tossed fish in it, would it be considered a tank?
It would. It actually would. But it would be a fish tank. It wouldn't be a tank.
No, it wouldn't. All right, so adding more
Yeah, and also too,
detail.
in case people are wondering, that is the white foam, but that is not your cheapy out the box like foam that like wraps your toys, that like turns into little ballies and sticks everywhere. This is that high density foam. This is actually the same type of foam that, for those of you that have been to the Mythic Legions Con show, they're big like statues of their figures. They're 8-foot tall statues. They're all carved out of that. It's high. It's basically a high density foam, same type of foam that they would use in docks, like for those foam blocks and stuff like that in the water. Yeah, this stuff carves like balsa wood, but it's just super expensive.
Are those turtle vans?
Maybe. Yeah, my last batch is gonna go out at the end of the month.
Nice. I have a flag.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have the OG flag, right? You don't need to make one because you have the OG one. That's the scale you collect anyways. I mean, my flag would be better, but you have a flag.
Shit, son. Come on. Anyway. So everyone can see, I guess I don't know what that is, but Ryan can put it up there. Yeah. All right, cool. Moving on. Yeah. So more mountain detail. More mountain detail.
Yep. Adding more mountain, little sections, little different rock sizes. Yep.
More and more and more. Starting to take shape, right? Dude, this thing is so rad. It's so rad. All right.
Yeah.
So now we're
now what I'm doing is I'm blocking out the brown basically on the dirt, on the area that's dirt, but that doesn't need texture because I'm putting the grass there. But the reason I do it is because when things are moved around, figures are placed, you know, no matter how much glue or whatever I put down, there's still going to be little pieces that may or may not come off. And if you do get a little grass that comes off, it just exposes brown ground under versus it being pink.
Right. There you go. Yeah. Just layering it. And then that's where your ladder comes up.
Yep. Cut the portholes out.
Dude, that's clean. Looks real good.
Thank you.
This is the
That-
waterfall?
Yeah, that's the beginning of the waterfall towards the end of that river. I decided why not a little rainforest waterfall that I made a little waterfall attachment piece that he can pull off and on. He can also remove that, and when he does, it's just a river. You know, there is no waterfall, so just another option. Yeah.
If you filled this Terror Drome with water, tossed a hiss in it.
Oh, you're making my brain bleed.
Shh. I'm telling you. That's why I love these people.
They're
I
awesome,
love these
man.
people like everyone I served with in the
That's why
military.
I'm afraid to go live, bro. I feel like I'm gonna get trolled the whole time.
You are not having fun unless you're like busting people's stones. You know what I mean?
Of course, I love it. Listen, I got
Actually,
thick skin.
Glitch got a point. Ugh.
Does listen? I could hear him saying it that way too, like a little nasally.
Yeah. Masterson 42. What's up, sir? Good to see you. Another service member veteran. My wife walked in, saw me watching this, and said no. I didn't even say anything. She came back in and said, "Where's it gonna go?" Damn, I didn't ask. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being
Let the
here.
master son, if it fits, it ships.
That's right. Suka, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Make sure
Thank
you
you,
watch
sir.
tomorrow's video. Well, you're a channel member. Probably already saw it. Have you been offered a job on HGTV?
Negative, Ghost Rider. I'd probably take it because I'm sure that the consistent pay and the benefits would be pretty damn good.
But that
I'd
pattern
still
is
do dioramas.
Yeah. James Lucas, all this tank talk is making Chad a wee bit cantankerous.
Cantankerous. Yo, they are riding you like Seabiscuit right now.
That's okay. I'm used to it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Cutthroat. We appreciate it.
Thank
Zaymont
you,
Road
thank you.
says, but we troll Chad with love. He's the Papa Troll, kind of like Papa Smurf, but with tattoos. Appreciate that.
Yeah, listen.
Like, it's all in good fun. Like, if you can't have fun with it, you got to find something else. All right, so now we're starting to cut out the water grooves for
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Ooh,
A little more shape, a little more definition on the rock, you know.
see, that's that good detail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking good, man. Ooh, there's a ladder.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you'll notice that I did the cutouts there on the top, like in the front, and then I did cutouts on the side because later on the pictures you'll see that I have these ladders that go to each tower because I thought to myself, well, they could have gone up, but maybe going outwards is cool, which also allowed me to change the whole missile turret thing and make it more of a guard tower-esque kind of thing. So, you know, more just placement for figures is what I was thinking, honestly. Inspirations of being a tank.
Anyway.
That was the fuck bomb.
Oh no. Oh snap says I just clicked that link, man. What the fuck? I don't know. Machine Man wants to know, my bad if you covered it, but do you use an orbital sander?
Yes, but very rarely on foam. I use the orbital sander I use it on more like wood and metals and maybe some plastic sheeting very lightly because the heat friction kind of fucks things up. But yes, just not on foam.
Chad's wife is saying, you buy it, you sleep with it. Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, World Made of Cardboard, this is already done. We're just kind of going through the steps of his creating all of this. What did you use to make the water? I know we're going to get to that.
Yeah, I used it's basically like a liquid resin to put over the top of the paint when it's done, you know.
Nice. Zaymont Rogue, in all seriousness, this is some impressive shit. I can work a hot wire and grew up with HO gauge as well, but this is another level. Amazing talent.
Thank you, sir.
Always for shits and giggles, my friend. Yeah, like we all, we should have fun with it.
Right.
This hobby and everything about it should be fun. Dude, that's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rad shot.
All the way down.
That's one of those like money shots, like,
Yeah.
ooh,
I think that sells
That's
the
an
idea
Instagram
right there.
shot. Yeah, that's an Instagram picture. Okay. And then there's the ladder coming out in the.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
The first layer of the black.
Very good. Was this
Yep.
just a different reference shot?
No, it's just a close up of it on my computer as I'm working on it. So I can like look over to it and kind of get the rocks and the cuts and all that good stuff.
Is there a bathroom?
Yes. There's a peepee.
You did you put a potty in there?
Yeah, you could technically.
Suka says, I hope to meet Duarte at a con someday. I love it all. Hell yeah, dude.
I'm with it.
Sup, damn guts. Good to see you, man. Chad with blonde hair looks interesting and yet creepy. Oh God. I don't know. K-Mac digs your work lights. Yeah, those work lights are sick.
Thank you. I like to keep it super bright, like surgically bright. It's actually not. This is everything, but yeah, I like to have it super bright so I could see all the colors and just everything the way it's supposed to be.
Very cool. What's up, Northern Nomad? Good to see you, man. All right, so moving on. All right, so now you're starting to put all that like boilerplate looking stuff on it.
Yep.
So again, that's kind of going back to this, right? All the little, like Battleship, the way that they would do the plating. And moving on. Where did you go? Freaking left. I bet you his phone died. We're going to keep trucking on till Duarte comes back. So yeah, there's more of like the whole Battleship plating being put on there. We lost somebody. Yeah, he'll be back. I'm not worried about it. Is this the 1/12 scale channel? No, that would be 3POA. That's not here. No. What's up, Viper Scout, man? Good to see you, dude. This is 1/12 scale, but there's another thing that we're going to talk about when he comes back. That is 1/18 scale. Yeah, I know we lost him. He's not even backstage, so we'll get it figured out. One way or the other, we're just going to look at it. So yeah, there's another example of that. That's kind of the main Terror Drome. That's not the ones that they sell. Yep. More of the plating. There you go. That's freaking rad. I'll paint it up. I don't know where he went. If he's going to come back. Actually, Cobra had a gym in the Terror Drome in the cartoon. Yeah, they had a lot in the Terror Dromes in the cartoons. So yeah. Phone die?
Yeah, no. Phone didn't die. I don't know what the hell happened, but I started hearing the speaker out of the other speaker. And I'm like, what the hell? I went to switch to, and it just, yeah.
Hi, welcome back.
I'm back.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Everyone's like, oh no, we lost him. And I'm like, yeah, he'll come back. He'll be all right.
I'm back. Yeah, now we're good. We're good.
Mother Slug says the silent castle being black kind of looks like Black Star's castle.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see it.
I could definitely see that.
James Lucas says this is something I've always wanted to make since I was a kid. It's absolutely killer. Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
Gonna get even better.
Thank you.
So, all right. So what is this we're laying out here?
That's toilet paper. So, and the reason I like to use toilet paper but it has to be the expensive, super fluffy kind, because when you wet it, it wrinkles up, but those wrinkles give you that perfect water texture, at least the water texture that I was going for this. Right. And that kind of answers the question that was asked earlier as far as the texturing for the water. I kind of let it do its own thing with the toilet paper, and then over the top, I'll use, little water additives and little like clear type of water effects to kind of mold it a little more if need be.
For sure. Could we get Zorana and the Baroness sunbathing on the castle? You sure could.
You'll have to hit the owner up and ask him to do it.
Yeah. Stephen S. says, I love the Cobra castle that rose up in the desert. Yeah, 100%. That just came out of the ground. That was rad.
That was.
World made of cardboard. I've never used foam, only cardboard to make play sets. And he makes rad shit out of cardboard.
Hey, listen, that's what I started, dude. You know how much I loved every time my mother would buy a new appliance and I got to use that big ass box to cut out. And, oh, dude, it was the greatest.
Yep. Have you tried Viva paper towels?
No, I've tried different, quilted paper towels, Bounty. I've tried all those, and it's not the same. Toilet paper is better. It just works differently than like toilet paper. I mean, paper towel material. It's way softer. You want it to be soft, so it's actually pliable with water and a brush.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
So double ply, yes,
Yeah.
double ply.
Oh Snap sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, my man, and says, I hope to see Duarte break new ground on approaching dioramas and for its Chad to being more Chad. Thank you, my friend. Greatly
Thank you,
appreciate
sir. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Oh Snap. Appliance boxes rule.
Especially
what
the
about
double
pumpkin
thick.
wet wipes? What about pumpkin spice wet wipes?
Negative
Asking for
Ghost Rider.
Ryan.
Negative Ghost Rider. No basic bitches here.
Zaymot Rogue uses toilet paper for bark for trees.
Mm-hmm.
I use it Halloween for like messed up flesh.
Yeah. It's got so many uses. Yeah. No wrong way to eat a Reese's.
That's right. There are very many ways. Samuel Edwards, what's up, man? Good to see you. I'm having
Thanks,
a great
man.
day and hope you are as well, my dude. Here you go. How did you come up with your name, Duarte Studios? No, that is not his last name.
It's my middle name.
There you go.
It's my middle name, and broken down phonetically, it's DUARTE, and that's what I do.
You do you do
I do art. Yeah.
I think
after
art.
Mexican. Oh yeah, I painted a few toilets in my day.
That one's a snake. That one looks like a melting rabbit. Yay!
Yep, exactly.
Jesus, man.
Yep.
Oh, this one's terrible. We're talking about veins and floppy titties, and anyway.
Yeah,
moving
poop art.
along. All right. So what do we got here?
Carving up the mountain. This is the other mountain on the side of the waterfall, where I basically made it more of like your dirt mountain that has like your rocks that protrude out of it, maybe your vines that are hanging, and your shrubbery everywhere, and your grass and trees, and yeah. So it's just a different mountain, another rainforest type mountain.
Greg Harris says, can't wait to see your mech go into production.
Greg, me too, man. But I don't know. It's not looking too peachy because apparently I've been told that I make things too architecturally complicated, which is code for they want basic bitch shit, and I'm not willing to bastardize the stuff. So the only way that, I mean, I'm still waiting to hear back from a few different people, but if I don't get back what I want to hear or prices that would make sense, then I'm just going to offer it to the 12 people that did say, hey, I'll pay whatever I want that one, and I'll just make 12 of them. It's not a big deal, and move on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's sad that that's kind of the thing. Like, and you see that all throughout toy designers and engineers and things like that. Like, they'll come up with a concept, and then you get the people that immediately say, oh, well, the concept is cool. How can we cut corners on it?
Right.
Right. It always happens, and it sucks. This
ultimately
is a shitty conversation.
Ultimately, in a perfect world, I'd love to say, hey, I'd love to have a team of 40 artists and crank these things out and, mass produce X, Y, and Z. But truth be told, finding people that are skilled, or not even skilled, but that want to actually put in the work is almost impossible. So realistically, I have to sit there and say to myself, okay, how much would I need to make this work? And, can I do that making a handful of something? Yeah, I definitely can. I don't need to make 50 of anything. I could make 10 of something. All I need is a handful of people that are willing to pay the quality work and get the results that we want, that we said, oh, I don't care if Hasbro charges me $500 for it, I'll pay for it. So that's all I need. I don't need to make 50 of them, So I'm totally cool with not cutting corners and giving you guys those dream play sets that we all want.
Yeah, but you're making a quality artisan project where you're not cutting corners, where you don't have fucked up ratcheted knees, So,
right.
Like, there's a difference, right? There is a difference. Like,
yeah,
you and I have had plenty of conversations about, there are a lot of niche artisan pieces that I have that I paid
Right.
a pretty penny for, but that's why, because there's, you know,
Absolutely.
your mech, if there's only 12 of them, people are going to pay more, but it's the quality of the product.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I stand by all my work. You know, I don't pull like a lot of these companies and just, sorry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Harry O, channel member for 6 months, uses his Chad chat. Thanks, my dude, and says there are some fools watching the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
And
true.
since we got to class this joint up a little bit, my brother from Canada, Jay Bartlett's here. Good to see you, Jay. Thanks for being here.
What's up?
Stuka says handmade shit is hard to teach other people to create the same way by other people. Yep. 100%.
Without a doubt.
Wait, the Super Bowl is on? Yeah, except it's us. Joel wants to know, what do you use for the black? Do you use a Mod Podge mix?
No, so Joe, I used to do a Mod Podge mix with the black, and it gets very tedious, annoying, expensive, unnecessarily. And if you're looking to seal your project, I do it after the fact. I don't do it beforehand because it doesn't, believe it or not, it doesn't make it any more resistant. It doesn't protect it any more, any less, because I've tested that theory numerous times, and I do it intentionally. So when I'm selling something to someone, I'm doing it from experience, not just, oh, I Mod Podge in the beginning, so it's worth $100 more. No. So yes, I do encourage sealing, but I encourage doing after the fact. And I encourage you using an aerosol type of sealant versus a brush on, because with the brush, you are going to get imperfections. You are going to get stuff that's going to come out in pictures terribly. So I would go with a matte finish like a Krylon, and I encourage using like household good paint like a Behr, or even like a high-end Glidden or something you would get at like Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, because it's kind of more expensive when you're spending X amount on a quart or a gallon of paint, but it's way cheaper in the long run, and you're giving your customer a way better quality product in the end.
100%. Slade on Slade, good to see you. Zaymot Rogue, I agree. Joel's profile picture is pretty freaking awesome. The Baroness, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then Dark Gutierrez says, interesting on your name over here in LA County, there's a city we have named called Duarte.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I've actually been there, and there's actually a few other places in the country that have the same thing too, but you'll be hard pressed not to find someone's name on a street, or, you know, in a city somewhere, or as a city name in this country, because like I think they've taken names from like everywhere all over the world. So
yeah. What's up? Same time. Good to see you, man. Brian Rowland sends a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Brian. Said, is that going to result in an Etsy offering?
I'm assuming he's talking about like my accessory stuff like that. I have my website already where I offer the stuff and where I'm going to be offering the stuff. I don't deal with
everything.
Yeah, I don't deal with Etsy because like they're worse than YouTube with taking percentages and fees, and I'm good, man. I work too hard to give away my money to people that didn't do shit for it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. YouTube and the 45% is kind of a bitch. But
yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, for everybody who is hanging out watching, all of Duarte's links are in the description of the video. I urge you to check them out. You know, just yeah, have fun with all that stuff. Okay, so moving on. So we're just kind of fleshing things out.
Yeah.
Just building rock layers.
Yeah, building rock layers, and like you'll notice in some areas I do like to sandwich, but I do it in a way that I'm gonna hide it later, because one of my biggest pet peeves is seeing those layers, man. Like when I see caking layers, it bothers the hell out of me. And I'm not gonna mention any company names, but there are some companies that I've seen some dioramas in their shit, and I'm like, who built this? Like, what Stevie Wonder was wearing Ray Charles glasses when he fucking built this, because you didn't even try. And yeah, but I just keep those to myself because yeah. You know, but you can see there already like where, you know, there would have been lines, like the lines are disappearing, because you'll notice if you look at the right of that picture, you'll see what I call the layering, the lines, correct?
Yeah.
But to the left of that, they're essentially not there anymore. Because I've already filled them in, I've already covered them, I've done the filling part. So ultimately, seeing it through the process is totally normal and okay. After the fact, very, very unprofessional looking, in my opinion.
Yeah. For anybody who wants it, thank you, Jeffy. He just put the link in
Jeff.
the description again, or in the chat. But yeah, it's in the description. Jeff,
Every
if you
time
can,
Jeff
would
says
you
hello
pin
to
that?
me, bro. Every time Jeff says hello to me, I'm like, it's a Jeff in my head. I'm a
Yeah.
Jeff.
My name's Jeff. Yeah,
My name's
if
Jeff.
Jeffy, if you can, pin that at the top, please. And yeah, here we go. So now it's all blacked out.
Yep.
Well, mostly, but we're moving along.
Mostly.
Mostly. Yeah, this is looking good, man.
Yeah.
Is that the last one? That's the last one. All right,
You got the next batch.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this down for a second.
Yeah, they're all there. Good thing I numbered them too, because my phone was acting stupid as it was mixing all over the place, and it was an ADHD's worst nightmare.
My name's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
I'll say that to him when he calls me and be like, "It's Jeff." Hey, Jeff. Yeah. All right. Now we're getting to now we're getting into like the meat and potatoes of this thing.
That's why, like, listen, if we left you on those, your viewers would be pretty upset.
Oh, good Lord, man. That is a shitload of pictures. You guys want to see what this looks like?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So that's 72, and there's 53. Oh, what the hell? Is this too far forward?
You should be at 70. Yeah, that's too far. That's 120 something. You should be in the 70s.
Okay, 191. All right. Yeah, here's 70. All right, so then I'll have to go backwards from this. It came in 3 weird.
Oh, stupid.
Yeah. Leslie Slade, what's up? Yeah. Good to see
So they're laid out right there on the in my kitchen, which, as you can see, it's literally up against my counter, and it's like 2 inches away from the wall. I had just about 16 feet there that I could lay it out.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Is there a secret entrance that Joe can use?
Yeah, they go in through the waterfall under the river, and they kind of snorkel their way through, through the jungle, and then do their thing.
Yeah.
Or they just do airstrikes. That's all.
Yeah, why not? Okay, and then we'll go backwards here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mocked up.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some trim work on the sides because I felt like it was a little too plain, so I wanted to add some edge work to it, before I like beat it up and put bullet holes and all that stuff.
Oh, the bullet holes make it, man. Not to spoil it, but
spoiler alert.
Spoilers. Yeah, this ground shot is killer.
Yeah, I love to do the shots, like flip the phone upside down. Another little tip and trick I learned from photographers, right? To kind of give you that like real, like, holy shit, this is big. I'm like there in the scenery,
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Jeff W. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah. Yep. Another awesome ground shot. Yeah, that looks so good. Like, that's really starting to take shape.
Yeah.
Again, right, the brown, so if the grass comes off, then it's dirt. Yeah.
Yep.
Smart. Okay, moving on. Yeah, this is 1/12 scale. Thanks, Jeff. Yep.
Machu, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up? Good to see you. All right, so just doing more trim work on that?
Yeah. Just the trim work. And now that's the inside of one of the side doors, because I figured if the door is going to come down, we got to give it a little tread traction.
Yeah, that's good.
The porthole on it, I made sure it was at the right size, that if he sticks a figure, it's right at the eye height, so they're peeking through, type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Blake Tarpley. Okay, so if Duarte is doing this, I need him to make me a flag. Should be easy comparatively.
Yeah. Well, the only difference is with the flag, right? With the flag, there's way more. So with something like this diorama, there's way more freedom of flow and the organic things that don't need to have super linear, perfect cuts and holes and portholes and doors and walls and pipes and lighting. So yes, it's doable, of course, but it would probably be a little more time consuming to do the flag, only because I'm talking about it my way, where every room makes sense. There's an engine room, there's this room there, you know what I mean? Not just here's a cubby to put your 55-gallon drum of green ooze in, type of deal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Same time Toy says, I just got a Proxon wire cutter. I'm figuring out I-beams right now.
Very cool. And Proxon, I stand by it. I literally have my one right down here, and I have two other ones because I bought them like, oh, if this one takes a shit, but I haven't even run through the first spool of wire on this first one. They don't crap out. The people I hear complaining about them, it's because you're not using it right, because this machine is a godsend.
Yep. That's usually the case, right? It's operator error. It's not product.
Especially nowadays where most operators shouldn't be operating a butter knife.
Yeah. Oh, Snap says the road is lacking veins.
It's true. It's true. But listen, he didn't want to have to send the people in to cut them down and stuff, you know, and the hisses have been driving through, so the treads, you know, they did a little deveining.
Yeah. Yeah, a little deveining. Paul, what's up? Says, happy Super Bowl Sunday, everyone. Just happened on. I'm impressed AF with the dial work I'm seeing. Is that Cobra? Yeah, it is the Silent Castle.
Yep.
And the Terror Drome on Cobra Island. You know it, buddy.
Yep. Thank you, bro. And for anyone interested, all of these parts that I've designed and printed and made myself, I will make them available on the site. So if you want to build your own Cobra Castle and you want the doors and all that stuff, I'll sell them to you, no problem.
See, there you go, man. That's rad. To make the flag, would you need blueprints of an actual aircraft carrier?
So to answer that question very rapidly, yes, but that's part of the process. And I thoroughly enjoy the R&D when it comes to things like, how does this work? How does this go? What does this look like? Is there any references of this, etc.? Yeah. If I can't get them, then I'll reach out to the person and say, hey, do you happen to have them, you know, that I can base the work off of? If not, then I kind of just go with a lot of the common sense stuff, or I'll literally do movie references, right? I'll do like a battleship movie, right? And like, let me see what the insides look like and just stuff like that, you know? And I might be off by a nut or a bolt or a light or a switch or something, but overall I'll get it to where it needs to, you know, look the part.
I put the award markings, you know, that carrier groups that they have on the sides of their conning towers. I put the award markings and I put some flags on my flag. Mm-hmm. And I went through a lot of reference pictures of what those award markings look like and what they're for and all that. So, yeah, you know, it's good to do your research.
Absolutely, man. I love
Alex, was good to see you, man. Thanks for swinging by. And yeah, Replay Squad, enjoy your Super Bowl. Fantasia, what's up, man? Good to see you. Okay, so we're going to keep driving on because we got a lot of pictures. All right. So what are we doing now? Test fit in the door?
Test fit in the exterior of the door, yeah, because I did an interior piece and an exterior piece. I hate printing stuff with unnecessary supports because then it's just more work for post-production and all that stuff. So then by sandwiching them together with the glue also makes them even sturdier. So yeah, it's just a test fitment thing.
Yeah. Thank you, same time. Very simple, man. Just can light gels, but I appreciate that. I put windows in my flag.
Nice.
Yep. And then is that the other one?
Exterior of it.
Cool.
So you'll notice there, you'll notice that those little ramparts there, I literally took the same styling cue that I used from the door. I got rid of the little porthole sight, and I wanted to keep that industrial bolt kind of metal panels, because the idea was I wanted to take that old school castle and I wanted to modernize it. Like, we just took over this, you know, 100-year-old stone castle, but let's throw some metal plates on it and really armorize this thing, because, you know, a missile to some concrete's not going to last very long, right? So maybe throw some metal on it and just kind of almost steampunkish in a sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Plus it's unifying elements, right? Because it's the same kind of style as the doors, and so everything flows top to bottom, and that's that kind of attention to detail. The unifying elements will tie it all together.
Right.
Alberto, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
What's up, bro?
Greg says, I would love to have a 112 scale USS Missouri battleship. That'd be really
and now, here's the other thing, Greg. So, a few things, which is a pet peeve of mine from the RC industry, and it carries over to, I think, almost every industry. Number one, the scales are never true to scale. It's bullshit. G.I. Joe, Valaverse, all these 6-inch, it's not 12th scale. They are actually 10th scale, like to a T. I don't care what they say, they are 10th scale, because you have to, you know, you can argue a person's height and say, well, oh, that's a scale 7-foot person or a scale 6. You know what? Fuck that argument. Let's just go to the vehicles themselves. Yeah. For a G.I. Joe, a classified, or a Valaverse figure to fit in a vehicle, that vehicle has to be 10th scale. I own real 12th scale vehicles, and they are way too small compared to those. How do I know that they're real 12 scale? Because there's a thing called blueprints, and if you take the real measurements and you divide it by 12, that's how you get your 12 scale. And I do that thoroughly because I build high-end construction equipment like hydraulic excavators, things of that nature. So seeing yeah, exactly, I am the 110 scale guy, right? So yeah, it's not true 10 scale. So when you say 12 scale, you have to be specific, because if you're saying 12 scale to work with my figures, that's like a 20-foot flag, right? But if you're talking true 12 scale battleship, bro, it's a house. It's like 30 feet long in true 12 scale. So yeah, it gets
and
big.
that's just same all across the board.
Of course.
So 118 scale USS flag is 7 feet 4 inches. That is not 118 scale, right? Same with Sky Striker, all that stuff. It's not true to scale. No.
Right.
Yeah, it's just how that works.
Right.
TNT Skate says, great job. Do you do any drawings or sketches?
Like, what do you mean? Like do I draw or sketch? Like, yes, I'm an actual like artist. Like, I do paint work, murals. I've done graffiti. I do oil brush work, watercolor, pencils. I mean, I draw all that. But if you're saying like this stuff, when I'm building, it depends. Sometimes I'll have that quick, really rough sketch just to kind of get it on paper. But most of the time, I build it in my head. Like this diorama, I probably spent more hours building it in my head than I did actually putting it to work, because I kind of like to go through all the steps in my head in case I run through well, what am I going to do for that? And if I get stuck, I do my research until I pass that point. And when I reach the finish line in my head, then I'm like, cool, I've already done this. I know what I need. And that's essentially my blueprint. And someone else did ask, I saw earlier, which ties into this, do I make templates or like for producing later and all that stuff? Yes and no. I don't necessarily do templates on like how big and making molds of things like this, because chances are someone's not going to order another one of these in this particular size or whatever. But what I do is I take notes of which colors I used, how I used them, first coat, second coat, third coat, wash, highlight, etc. Because you might say, hey, I want a smaller version of that Terror Drome, but now I need to reproduce those colors. So yes, every dio I do, I keep color palettes and I keep all that stuff for future reference. But template wise, only if it's something small and something I do plan to mass produce.
Nice. Yeah, and then Jeff W. Yeah, just like a Castle Grayskull, Cat Slayer, Snake Mountain can't be to scale. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Goofy RC scales are maddening.
Yes. Oh my God, they are.
Yeah, we're not even go down that road.
Nope.
All right, let's talk about this door.
That's the main door. And so at first, when I did it, I had only glued together the left side and then that middle piece. And I got the vibe of almost kind of like a Cobra Commander helmet meets like a Darth Vader-esque kind of like feel, where I even wore it like a mask. And you'll see it in that one of the pictures too. I put it on my face. Like, I really liked how the door came out. At first, I felt like it was kind of plain, but once I painted it and, you know, weathered it up and stuff, I really, really like how I did that, because I wanted to give it the Cobra feel, but not be as plain as the original artwork, you know, just even with the rivets and like the line work and just giving it that detail, that depth, right? Depth always sells detail.
Absolutely. It's kind of like what George Aiken was saying earlier about the Baron Ironblood.
Yeah.
Kind of has that Baron Ironblood mask kind of feel.
Yeah. So no matter which reference you use, it gives you that Cobra vibe, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Especially since Baron Ironblood became Cobra Commander. Thank you, actually. That door is a Cylon helmet.
See? There you go.
There you go. Right? Cool. Oh, baby. Okay, I want everyone to take a moment and just really soak in the freaking detail on this. Now, this is the gun base for the top of the Terror Drome.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
Like, that is clean. So friggin' clean. When you sent me this picture a couple of weeks ago, I just remember staring at it for like 10 minutes. It's
dude, let me tell you, dioramas aside, having your printers dialed in to be able to print in this kind of quality is a science in and of itself.
Oh
and it's
God,
probably what made most of my hair go away and turn gray. And yeah, it's when it works, it's fucking great. When it's bad, yeah, you want to blow it up.
yeah, but that's phenomenal work. Okay, so what are we starting to get into here? This is something you and we talked about this at length.
Yeah, so the missile silo, right? Like in the middle, like I'm like, do I want to open it? Do I like? I always go crazy. I want to open it, but I'm like, if I'm gonna open it, you're gonna see a quarter of them. It doesn't look. And then I'm like, at the top has the Cobra logo that spans all 8 of the silo doors, but since I'm doing a quarter, it's only gonna catch the 2. And I was like, fuck it, let me put the Cobra logo right there, smack dead center. And I really like the way that this piece came out. Like honestly, I feel like I could offer this the way it is, or I can offer all 4 pieces and then just have the main Cobra logo over the top. But for someone that wants to have even just like a picture where maybe Cobra Commander and some of the guys are standing around the entrance of the missile silo, like these little details are great for photographers that don't have the real estate for a dio but could use these pieces. So this was just another one of those things to offer later down the road.
Yeah, because you stumped me with a question a while ago, and you said like, "Oh, okay, you own a Terror Drome," and I said, "Actually, I own 2. It's a double decker. Thank you." And then you said, "If you could have had one thing different about the Terror Drome, what would it be?" And I was like, "A fucking roof, man."
Yeah,
you're like, "I'm putting a roof on it." So, 2 quick questions.
Yep.
What printer do you use?
So I'm still using Prusa Mark IIs and Mark IIIs, and then I've messed around with is it an Anycubic? No. No, and Anycubics as well. I was actually going to pull the trigger on the bamboos because up until now, I haven't really been a big fan of the multicolor prints because they waste so much material and so much time. And I've always been kind of old school where I'll print them in different colors, but I'll print the pieces separate and then put them together, which also gives it a different cleanliness, a different finish, no support marks, but it's obviously more time consuming that way too. And I'm glad I didn't pull on the bamboo because if anyone here is watching and interested, you might want to do your research because those a-holes decided to do a firmware update that everyone had to do. And what that did is it allows them to decide what you can and can't print. Meaning you just bought a car, but you have to ask the dealership for permission to drive it every time you want to drive it. And I don't know about you guys, but proprietary bullshit and the stuff that I do don't mix. So if I can't control what I just spent $1,500 on, I want no parts of it, no matter how good it prints. So what I encourage everyone to do is buy a decent printer from a decent brand that has pretty decent customer service, and then do a shit ton of YouTube research videos on how to upgrade it. Extruder tips, fans, do all those upgrades. You'll love it. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how cheap or how expensive your printer is, they're going to fail. Learn the maintenance, learn how to build these, learn them inside and out. I could be having a conversation with my wife in my bedroom and I'll hear a certain click and I'll run out the room knowing the filament's out or it's stuck, or, you just become one with it when you work with these machines so much, but ultimately you want to upgrade them. I also use a printer called Mark Forged, which prints in proprietary carbon fiber infused nylon filament. It has the same tensile strength as aluminum. I use it for my prototype printing, and I will use it for some finished work, but I try not to use it a lot because one roll of the standard filament I use is about $40. One roll in the same 2.2 pounds is about 220. So it's a huge difference. But if you need a part that's going to withstand weather, I mean, I've printed motorcycle levers from that material that actually function on my race bike, and no problem. But it's pricey. You're talking $800 printers versus $7,500 printers. So big difference. So those are the ones I use.
George Aiken, thanks for coming and have a good night. And then,
yeah, bro.
Resin or FDM?
Both.
There you go.
Both. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Certain details you won't be able to get out of FDM, and other things you don't want to do out of resin because it's so big and brittle,
Yeah. Project.
Yeah.
Gangplank. Dude, that diamond plating is money.
Yeah, bro. It took me a while to kind of get that down pat with the size I wanted and the texture, but dude, I love it. Like I'm thinking about just offering people just sheets of this printed, like a sheet of diamond plate. You cut it and do whatever you want with it, but it's really cool, especially when you weather it nice.
Same time's asking, speaking of filament, did you catch the losers that stole your stuff?
No, unfortunately, the plate that was on the car came back registered to a Ford Escort, and it was a fucking Infinity. So chances
Yeah.
are the car was stolen or the plate was stolen. So it's pretty much a dead end, honestly.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
All right. And then
Little
there's
side view.
yeah. Hey, that's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
That's
That's the
door
size of
reference
that
right there.
friggin' door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what you'll notice if you go back to, okay, actually look at that picture right there. That one, if you zoom into the ledge, right, you'll see that the ledge is about 3/4 of an inch thick.
Mhm.
And now if you go back 2 pictures, you'll see that little lip right there. So what I also did was I designed it where even that gun is modular. So let's say in a picture, it would look cool if they were more like here versus here. He has
Right.
the choice to do that or to remove them completely, you know?
Yeah, you have the option to like, yeah, change the clock direction of where your gun
Exactly.
emplacements are.
Yep.
And that's smart, right? It's the same thing as the Terror Drome can sit on the mountain or it can come off of the mountain.
Hmm.
That's fucking gorgeous, man.
Thank you.
Like to just drill in on that detail, like all the rivets. And you and I had a long conversation about rivets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's another cool angle on that,
Hmm.
on that same image. Yeah, the detailing on that is insane. There you go.
After some post sanding, first coat of paint.
Yep. Getting there.
Oh, yeah.
So good, man. That is so good.
So many panels on that, bro.
Oh yeah.
All foam. All foam. The Proxon, man. You cut the shape and then you cut it into little slivers of like 1/8 of an inch, and you know.
Yep. Dude, please sell that diamond plate.
I got you, brother.
There you go. Hal Jordan, I'm late. Chad won't notice because I'm sure he's like 6 hours behind.
Nah, he's pretty on point. This fucking I'd say you're like one chat behind instead of 13.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing
I'm
pretty
on
good
it.
with it.
I'm on it tonight, kids.
He drank his coffee feed before this.
That's right. Put 6 of those emplacements on a rail. Fuck yeah. Where's
Yep.
them Joe aircraft at? Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, man. It's gonna get crazier.
Oh,
How
yeah.
comes Kanan isn't on this show? I thought he was a guest on every single action figure stream. Maybe his butthole's tired from getting whored out too much.
Damn. I'm supposed to be on his show tomorrow. Maybe that's what it is. He doesn't want to like deal with me today, you know?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it happens.
Ken's
All right.
Toys. I'll have to catch the replay later. Son's car won't crank. Been teaching him new curse words as I worked on it. Well, I hope everything works out. Son of a bitch. Chad is straight on point tonight. Yeah, I am. I'm
See?
Yep.
Got everybody vouching.
That's right, baby. All right. So
Yep.
coming together a little more.
Yep. Little washes put on it, some metallics put on it already, you know, because obviously, like, that was one of the things we talked about, right? Like, Cobras ain't got time to wash their shit and mop the fucking floor. This is rainwater. This is whatever, you know?
Yeah. It's out in the elements. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna
Exactly.
get used. Oh, those freaking guns look so good, man.
Yeah. I took, you'll notice, like, on the muzzle, I took the muzzle idea damn near exactly from the artwork, because the I've seen some files around in some places that had it, and honestly, I'm that guy that's like, look, I'm not mass producing these. I'm not the guy. I'm not mass producing these. You know, like if I can speed up the process and give someone else credit and say, hey, this is a design I downloaded from such and such and used for this, I tried to. But there's nothing available out there the way I wanted it. So, like you saw, I had to create these from scratch. So since I did, they'll be available on the site too.
Shit, yeah, dude. Okay, so now look at this mountain. So fucking good, man. So, throughout the night, we're going to share some stuff with everybody who's hanging out here with us. You and I discussed a true 1/18 scale mask Boulder Hill, and we spent a good amount of time talking about the mountain like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yep.
man, this is looking fucking awesome. What do we got here?
Lights, that's before I paint everything black. I kind of just put the like, you know, warehousey kind of, not, you know, they didn't go to Home Depot and put the light fixtures on this thing, right? They had like the
Right,
faded
yeah.
lights and shit. So
Yeah. Utilitarian. Titan wants to know, what software do you use for modeling?
again, all depends on what I'm doing, but one of my favorite softwares to use, and I encourage all of you guys to do it, is go to tinkercad.com, tinkercad.com. Follow the 20-minute tutorials, and after that, if you can't design, I don't know what's wrong with you, because it's the most user-friendly, simple, and I can make some of the most complicated designs out of it, but I just love its simplicity, because if I tell you guys, hey, go work on SolidWorks, you're going to want to shoot me 5 minutes into it, because it's terrible.
That's like when I first started doing YouTube and I was talking about like editing software and stuff. People were like, oh yeah, use Adobe Premiere Pro. And then I tried and I was like, get out of here. I'm not writing code. What the hell?
Yeah, fuck that shit, bro. Like, I'll use Tinkercad, I'll use SolidWorks, I'll use Blender, I'll use Nomad Sculpt. Again, it really just depends what I'm doing and where I'm at. If I'm not in the studio, I'm using my iPad and I got Nomad Sculpt. If I'm in the studio, it depends what I want to use. Whether it's organic, mechanical, all that makes a difference.
100%. Hard act to follow. Thanks for coming, man. See you on the replay.
Awesome.
And World Made of Cardboard says, I saw that mountain. I thought of Boulder Hill too. Stand by on Boulder Hill. We'll get back to Boulder Hill. Not tonight, but we'll get back to Boulder Hill. Zaymot Rogue. Okay, in theory, comparatively speaking, 1/18 scale Crimson Terror Drome versus buying a vintage one and painting it. What's the cost ballpark?
Done my way, the way I do something like that. How big is the 18 scale ones? Like 24 inches?
24-inch diameter, yeah.
24-inch diameter. So assuming that you're going to want to keep it 24-inch diameter, but that's technically, so that one's 3 3/4. So technically, if you wanted 18 scale, it should be more closer to like the 30-inch mark, or like even the 32-inch mark, right? Because you're going 3 3/4 to 4-inch. So first, I'd need to know if you wanted to keep it at 3 3/4, if you wanted to go up to actual 18 scale. That would make a big difference. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you're talking just OG 24-inch. My way, probably anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500, but lit up, all the bells and whistles, you know. Yeah, like the silo doors will open. I'll make you a big fucking missile too, like all that good shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Boulder Hill. How about making Venom's one super secret mountain base? We'll put a pin in that one too.
Yeah, listen, I'll make whatever you want me to make.
Yeah, that's okay. Now this is coming along. Yep. So, all right, lights.
Yep. Cameras. Action.
Boom. That looks so good, man.
And that's all before the paint too. Like, that's when you know that you're onto something, when it already looks good before you actually start putting like actual paint on it, you know?
Yeah, actually. And there it is, lit up.
Yeah. Made sure the lights were not super white, because again, these guys would not be putting LEDs in their shit. They would just get whatever incandescent bulb, and you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. There we go. So good. Looking awesome. All right, let's talk about this grass for a second.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
So it's a mix of different things, right? Some twine, some fabric, some yarn, all sorts of different fibrous kind of materials. And then I've done things as far as putting it in blenders, or even putting it in little coffee grinders, and some stuff works, some stuff ruins the machine. So honestly, good old fashioned shears, double hands, and sitting here in my lap in a bowl while I'm watching my favorite show, and I'm literally cutting up this grass by hand, because there's no faster way to reproduce that exact look that I want without, you know, suffering on the quality of the look.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're getting into the water.
Right. So after you've already placed the after you've already placed the toilet paper down and you've done the shaping or the ripples wherever you want them, then I always go with the color, and I always start super light on the outside, and then I bring my way in. I would go even lighter, but in this case, because it's rainforest, it's not like the beach in Belize, right? It's not like this crystal clear water. We want it to be a little darker, and then obviously you go super dark towards the middle to give you that depth feel, but you never go true black, because if you go that way, it looks super fake. So you want to go to that super dark, like navy blue kind of color.
Yep. Oh, man. Now we're getting there.
Yeah, and as you can see right there, I have the colors stacked up, right? So like, for example, those are my watercolors, right? It'll be those 3 colors from light to darkest, the oranges, the grays, you know, all that. And I keep that throughout the process while I'm working, and then I'll write it down in my book. So if I have to come back to it in 10 years, I'll know exactly which colors I used.
Very cool. Stuart Jardine, sorry to say midnight has arrived here. I'll catch the rest tomorrow. Great show, guys. Duarte, sensational work, mate.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
Thanks, Stuart. Really appreciate it. What? No LEDs? You mean Cobra doesn't care for the environment? Oh, yeah. And then fucking Jeff, not enough paneling.
Jeff's working on a throw punch too. Thanks,
I'm not even going to read this. I'm just going to put it up there so people can chuckle. Yeah.
Oh, listen, man. I believe it or not, there's a few people out there that call me a gatekeeper. So, you know, I guess that word's subjective too these days.
Ryan tells me all the time that I need to be the guy who gatekeeps G.I. Joe, and he means that.
I'm sure he does.
Look, man,
So that-
the amount of people that come at me with stupid shit like Snake Eyes wasn't mute, he was blind, and dumb shit, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. But I don't.
And there's a difference between being mute and choosing silence, right? Like,
yeah, again, that depends on the continuity you're going with, right?
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so more grass.
Yeah, so that's just in the process. Like, I obviously didn't send you all of the pictures, but normally I'll do like a few inches, take a picture, a few inches, take a picture, you know, and that's just, that hole is going to end up being grain, but that's just to kind of show off the process.
Yeah, absolutely. Snake Eyes, the true blind master. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the link.
Yes. And actually, Paul, so check it out. PS touchdown for Philly. Woo! So yes, I actually record everything that I do. I have terabytes upon terabytes of footage, but truth be told, I'm only one guy, and I don't have enough time to edit those videos the way I would want them, that I think it's worth you guys watching and doing this. So one suffers over the other. I have a little bit of help now with the social media stuff and customers, you know, talking to me and dealing with me, so that I don't have to waste that time. Not that it's time wasted, but if I'm talking to you all day long and I'm not working, it doesn't make any sense, right? So ultimately, yeah, I document them all, and I do plan to put out the videos, especially this one. It's just going to take me a little bit of time, you know?
Yep. And once again, there's the link.
Yeah, I wish I had like a guy that I could be like, here's the footage, make me a dope video. I wish, you know, but that stuff is not cheap.
Yeah. Masterson 42, what state is Duarte in calculating driving distance in case my wife forgets our conversation?
I am in good old dirty Jersey, the armpit of America, unfortunately. I can't wait to get out of this expensive shithole. Been here all my life.
Paul just subbed to your channel. Way to go,
Thank
Paul.
you, Paul. I appreciate that, brother.
All right, cool. So then now we got some grass down, and this panel's coming together.
Yeah, so that's kind of looking at it from the backside, because those pathways stop where that mountain part starts. So you'll see it when it's all connected. But yeah, that's essentially it. And then the first light coat of brown on that trail before I start getting, you know, heavy with the sands and the dirts and the ground cover.
4x4?
Yes, that's 4 foot by 4 foot. Yep.
There you go. Oh shit, son.
Yep.
Now it's starting to come together.
Yeah, a little quick mock-up just for a visual, so I could see where I want to put accessories, where I want to place the trees, and, you know, all that. Again, the user can place it however they want, do it however they want, but initially I have to have that first presentation look, like that first wow factor, you know, and that's kind of just the placement and testing everything.
See, that's the way the Terror Drome should look, man. Fucking just massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking good. Is that Bluey?
That's Bluey. Actually, that Bluey right there, I made for my daughter for her 3rd birthday, and that's carved out of foam.
But where's the dinosaurs? Eventually,
I didn't dig them
you
up yet.
plan to show dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour. Yeah. Yep. Mother Slug says you're close to him.
There you go. Just a stone throw away. It depends how heavy the stone is.
Yeah. Boom. All right. Dude, the tracks in this are so
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah, see, that was another thing. I see a lot of creators, they'll do a dirt road, but it's like, has anyone ever been on that road before? Because there's no use, there's no like, and technically this isn't a jungle, right? So you're gonna have that softer dirt and it's gonna leave those tread marks basically. And since this entire dio started from, hey, I'd like a G.I. Joe dio for my 10 classified scaled hisses, yeah, I'd say we need some treads in there, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Here's some of us know the answer to this.
Rex, come.
Come on, Rex.
Sit. Paw.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Other paw. Down. Good boy. Good
Yeah.
boy.
That's a good boy.
You're a good boy. All right. Thank you. Get back. Good boy. Catch you later. Yes, I have my pity.
Yeah. Very cool. Another awesome shot. And then this is a really good shot of a tree on a base. You were talking about how you could just move it around.
Yeah, so I call that the straggler. That was the first one, the one that you initially showed the picture of. That all the other ones are freestanding as well, but they don't have a base. And the reason I had that one stay on a base was because, as you can see, if he puts it on a piece of dirt, it doesn't look like, wait, how's the tree growing from that dirt with no grass around it? This way, it's kind of its own island, and he can move it and place it for pictures and do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a beautiful dog, right?
Thank you.
I'd sneak that doggo treats under the table.
Hey, as long as they're the healthy kind, because let me tell you something, Jeff, and I'm preaching to the choir here because I know what it's like with having dog issues. But my dog before him, we felt bad, and here's some table food, and here's this, and we, got him all messed up. And as much as you feel like you're helping them, we're actually taking years of their lives away by giving them garbage. So I spend crazy money on my dog on like really healthy food. I get the food from this factory. It's homegrown in Nebraska, and it's like family owned, and it's like $95 for a 30-pound bag. It lasts about a month with my dog, but it's worth it, bro, because he's super healthy. I mean, you see, super obedient, good dog. Like, the person asked if I had pets because of the whole dio thing. Let me tell you, the only concern I ever have with Rex is if he gets excited and his tail's wagging, because that has no eyes, and that shit's like a whip. It hits everything. Besides that, he don't touch shit. I could leave my Jordans on the floor. He won't eat them. He won't nothing, bro. He's a great dog.
Yeah, even my girls, like I'll let the girls come out here. It's not the dogs in my Joe room. It's my daughter's kitten because she's a baby and she wants to explore. But the girls, they'll come out here and they just wander and they sit, and I give them, their little training treats, or they lie down. They're just totally chill. But the tails, when they come in excited, like every once in a while, I hear like,
"Yep,
stop it!" Yeah,
stop moving, stop being happy.
Oh, that's cool. Caleb says my dog perked up when Rex showed up.
Nice. It's like, who that?
All right, moving on. Yeah, look at this.
Yep, just different angles, without the trees. And that's obviously before I put all the grass, all the bushwork, the flowers, the vines, the veins,
Yeah, bushwork.
Bushwork, baby. God damn it. Today I'm on a fucking roll.
That's a good shot right there.
Yeah. That's the other thing. When I make dioramas, I always make it in mind of the photographer and the videographer, because in my mind, I'm like, let me give these guys more content that they know what to do with, right? So let's not stick this mountain here. Maybe he wants to turn it. Maybe anything I can make modular, I do it not only for the most bang for the buck for the customer, but also ultimately I'm saving myself and them on shipping, on storage. Maybe you don't have a place that this thing displays all the time and you need it to break down, just put it away, you know, whatever.
Bushwork. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Nick says I went to an animal seminar on healthy eating. That's cool, man.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
really cool.
So he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what I'm preaching.
Now we're starting to get all that vegetation in there.
And you see the water, it gives that effect like that light wind over the top of the water and that rippling. And yeah.
Gorgeous, man.
Thank you.
That is freaking gorgeous. Where do you source these plants?
So
Like Hobby Lobby and shit?
So some of them are purchased and then they're just modified to fit the needs that I have. Because let me give you guys just one little tiny hint of advice. Stop, for the love of all things that are important. Stop buying shit from the store and just putting it on the way you fucking bought it. Modify it. Put some water on it, some pee on it for all I care. They're like, put some wash, do something, because when the brain can say, oh, look, that looks like the thing from Hobby Lobby, now it doesn't look cool anymore. Now you're just like, oh, it's terrible. Please just do something to it. Cut it up into pieces, shred it, do something. But yes, you can use a lot of the stuff you buy there, but most of it I actually have factory overseas. I deal with it. I order this in like the bucket load of like defects of like fake grass that they make, or just like before they turn it into what they turn it into, like, oh, I'll take it like that and I'll modify it here.
Yeah.
So that way you have the iconic like the Duarte look, right? Or the, oh, that looks like something he would have made because it looks like his style, right? It helps keep the style cohesive.
Look on the screen.
Yes, sir.
And public service announcement. Sometimes Snake Eyes is Asian and wears a motorcycle helmet. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah. Zaymot Rogue says my first gig in law enforcement was a canine officer. No table scraps. Yeah, that's
Ooh, hold on. You said canine.
And then Same Time Toys says work is getting demanded. Replay squad. Yeah, understand.
So because we're all fans of the canines, right?
That's that bullshit.
And I've always wanted to do it. And since I've seen people ask Bobby, hey, you doing dogs and this, that, and the third, he was like, nah, not really. So when I took a trigger and I painted it with the multicam BDU, because I'm a fan of the multicam, I just like the way the pattern looks. I decided to make my own with leather handle, actual chain. It's not posable, but did the little vest and my little doggo.
Oh yeah, dude, that's rad.
Right? With the little soft goods leather strap that I did.
That's awesome.
And he's got, you know, the Molly attachments on there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I'm going to offer these, you know, different. He's obviously a German Shepherd, but we could do different colors, different BDU to match like the different Joes or the different Valiverse figures. And so I'm a canine guy, bro. I love dogs.
Yeah. And, you know, you were talking about like when you get this stuff, if you get the Hobby Lobby stuff or, you know, the Michael's Crafts, like, yeah, cut it up, wash it, do stuff with it. That's one thing that I always stress, like when I do like my customs videos and I do the time lapse of the stickering, I always stress like you can cut stickers. It's okay. Like you don't have to be like, well, I really want this sticker here, but it doesn't fit perfectly. It's like fucking cut it.
Make it fit.
Cut it. Yeah.
Make it fit.
Yeah, 100%. Jeffy needs a Dachshund bomb disposal bomb disposal dog. Yeah. All right, moving on. Yep. More foliage.
Yep. Now it's starting to grow the foliage there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is looking amazing, man.
And now the grass, you know, in the different areas of the dirt, you know, it comes out. I mean, nothing in nature is ever perfect, right? It's just
it should be random. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Jimmy Purvis needs a German Shepherd, solid black, please, and thank you.
I'll put them on the site this week, guys.
Yeah, look at that.
Also,
for a Mojo lookalike.
Also, Chad's going to have to do some work on his end and make sure that all his viewers get to know that if they use the coupon code It's Chad, all one word, they will get a discount from the website.
Dude, that's rad.
And that will start live tomorrow on Monday. Well, tonight midnight. Like once it hits Monday, like it'll be live. So you use the It's Chad coupon when you place any order, and you'll get a nice little discount.
Damn, check that out. I'll actually I'll clip this and I'll throw it up on all the socials too.
There you go.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, moving on. What are we doing here?
So
Blue
right
sticks?
there is me taking some of those, leaves that aren't perfect, and I've actually cut a lot of the green around towards where the veins are, right? And then what you're seeing is me using the glue sticks as props while the glue dries to make sure that the leaf stays in a lifted position and not flat onto the
Nice.
And I'll even use tools like the clippers up there holding that one leaf in that corner. So whatever you can and I do this to make the process faster, because if not, my finger would be there for 10 minutes holding it while it dries.
Yeah, 100%, right? Just find something to prop
Have
it up.
random shit to prop up, and always have that extra set of helping hands.
Oh yeah. Fucking great shot.
Thank you.
So
yeah. Just different angles. Yep. See, those are the leaves there that I've already pre-cut, that I'm basically just starting to put all over the place. And
plug and play. Yeah.
Yep.
It's killer.
Yep. Another example, different sizes, small, medium, large. You never want to use the exact same plant everywhere, because then it looks like copy paste, very Roblox-ish,
Mother Slug says 99% of toy stickers I copy and change them into dry, wet hobby decals.
It saves the actual sticker and I could read it. Yeah, that's true.
Very cool. And then there's this. I mean, it's Amazing Bear, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. In this case, I think we all prefer the bush, right?
In this case, yeah. Oh, that was the end of that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so where
final stretch, baby.
Oh, I don't know about that.
While you're pulling that up, I'm gonna cam out real quick and go use the little boy's room.
Do it. He's gonna go potty. We're gonna look at pictures. Yeah. So then there's more of the foliage coming in. More of it there. Again, balancing. The bridge. Sand. Putting down sand. It's too quiet without him. I dig that 70s lawn myself. Oh, where is it?
What the fuck did I just hear?
Wow. All right. Hey man, that's cool. If that's your deal. Some ladies are all about that again these days. Just more foliage coming in, more sand, more washing on the Terror Drome. Starting to paint the actual castle. And if you notice, like all the cracks in the facade, all the damage, bullet holes, all that stuff. Hey, you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah. So we were just looking at all the cracks, in the stonework. Dude,
that was one of the things. That was one of the things I hit up the customer towards the end. Like this was maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, forgot to ask. Did you want it to be like brand new? Do you want to be weathered? Maybe some cracks, a little beat up?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, definitely bullet holes, cracks."
Here's a couple of comments you missed. There's one. There's another.
I bet you do.
Oh boy. All right. Just more layers, yeah?
Yeah, just layering the color on, kind of based it off the cartoony kind of color, but then obviously you see later I muted it down with the washes and the weathering and all that good stuff.
All right, what are we doing here?
So right there, what I've done is I basically patched some sand. Like I put some glue down and I put some regular play sand from Home Depot in certain areas, and I let it dry overnight. And then what I do is I come over it with a wash, different colors of washes that I make, and a very washed down version of the brown I've already used. So this way, it kind of like at the end, it all blends in, but it gives you those different dry spots, those wet spots, and just that non-cohesive ground that you want.
Yeah. Rivets.
Rivets, baby.
Rivets.
Hundreds of thousands of rivets.
You want the rivets? Yeah.
I give you the rivets.
Fucking rivet work. Time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
But like, that's what you want, because when it's done, it looks like it's so natural.
Yeah. Yep.
So good, man. Just like all these little streaks in here.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. All right, what do we got here?
Just a mock-up of everything, just to kind of see where it sits, where I need to put more of the ground effect and do all that stuff. And that's obviously before it's all been muted still, so it's very in your face pop out.
Well, talk about this little bridge here for a second. You were away when I passed like the main photo of it.
So I wanted to do kind of like a tank bridge, but I didn't want to do like the metal one or whatever the case. I wanted to kind of make it look more like it was old lumber or timber, that, you know, those thicker ones that they would have the vehicles go over, but obviously would have been beat up throughout time. And yeah, so that's what I was going with that. And ultimately just to make it another piece that wasn't permanent, right? If he wants to remove that, there's no bridge at all. Now it's just the river.
Right. Again, modular. Oh, yeah.
Yep. So those are the G.I. Joe spotlights that I made, and those pictures in there that show just how much spotting those spotlights do, because those things are not your cheapy toy spotlights. Those things are USB rechargeable, 6,000 K, I believe, and they spotlight. Let me tell you, those things are awesome. So I will be making those available on the site as well, both in 18 scale and in 12 scale.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, bright as shit.
Yeah, you'll see the pictures in the complete dark where it literally.
But where's Swamp Thing?
He's sleeping. He's napping.
Swamp Thing is sleeping. Just to test it out, I literally shot some styrofoam with a salt gun. Do you have a favorite technique for bullet hole damage?
Yes, sir. X-Acto blade with a Bic pen.
Bam.
I literally take the X-Acto blade, I run it in about 45 degrees, I do a quick flip, and then I take my ballpoint pen and I run it in the middle and I do a quick twist to get that bullet hole. And then the crack is a random crack that the blade will make on the foam, however it makes it.
There you go, buddy. Oh. So when I do like the 118 scale vehicles, because we all have our own tricks, right? When I do 118 vehicles, I'll take like, not like the super fine sandpaper, but I'll take like a coarse grit sandpaper and I'll just kind of wad it up and I'll hold the vehicle and I'll just smack it. And wherever it puts those like runs, that's where I'll put like the silver where the steel's kind of showing through.
Yeah. That's one way to do it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever works, right? I like the salt gun technique too.
Yeah.
More of the lights and then
the reference.
Yeah. The reference of the light.
And that's showing the range of the gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Being able to delineate a gun like that is it's handy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Curb Stomp, what's up, brother? Channel member for 10 months since day one. What's up, dudes? Replay squad. That's cool. Good to see you, brother. Oh, hey, I was talking about this guy in the pregame. Jacob from my favorite toy store, Yo Toys, says, what's up, gentlemen, and all the chat holes in the chat. Hope the stream has been great. Just checking in. I'll be following up with the replay squad. Good to see you, dude. And by the way, thank you again, Jacob, for holding this McFarlane Cyborg Ninja for me. Appreciate that, my dude. All right, moving on. Oh, so fucking good.
It fully functions, turns like it should. The seat turns like it should. The gun goes up and down. And yeah, man, I was really happy with how it came out. I put the little Cobra logos on the side because why not? They got to let them know whose it is, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let them know, baby. Cobra's really great at branding.
Yeah. Just a different angle.
The detail work in that. Dry brushing. Yeah. More washing or dry brushing or both?
Both.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
Yep. Both.
Speaking of lawns or no lawns, I just got a text message about waxing. Daredevil AA channel member for 6 months. Awesome getting this detailed tour of your diorama. Hell yeah, dude. Yep.
Glad we can help fill your viewing pleasure.
And then there's your elevate.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good.
Carried on the diamond plate.
Yeah, it's like a straight, like it's a very good representation of the original.
Awesome.
And then like this little fucking awesome detail, like this little flap.
Little port door, yeah.
Yeah, it's just cool, man. All right, coming together.
There's all the accessories just chilling there.
There's your
pretty
mech
much
just sitting there.
just sitting there.
Fucking
Nobody puts baby in a
N209 fell
corner.
down the stairs. Nice. Oh yeah, looking good. Fucking snakes.
Yep.
Everything's looking great. Yeah, man, this thing is freaking awesome, right? Yeah, thanks again, Jacob. Appreciate it. Jacob gave me a freaking sick Christmas present. He gave me a boxed Sergeant Savage P-40 Warhawk.
Holy shit. Okay. Well then.
Looking awesome. More lights.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like this freaking detailing around the base here. Like
The dry vegetation.
Yeah, like the wind blown and dried shit and
Yep.
yeah, awesome. Getting there. Look at that shit, man. How tall is this?
About 4 feet.
Dude.
Yeah, about 4 feet. The castle was definitely taller. The castle was like 5-ish.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty big.
TNT Skate says, I saw a person on Instagram who makes diorama in their tarantula enclosure based on pop culture themes. I'm going to go check that out, dude.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Man, if I start buying stuff from my classified, Duarte is going to have to build me a house dio to live in because I'll be broke and homeless. Are the gunner's chairs 3D printed?
Yes.
Yeah. All that is, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
All my designs.
Yeah. So this is all foam, but these pieces are printed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Whoa, that's awesome. You know it, David. All right, cool. Moving on. Fucking top view. Look at how rad the fucking Terror Drome is with a roof, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man.
Telling you.
Mm-hmm. Way to go. Give it a roof. All right, so now we got the ramparts on the castle. The trim work's in.
Yep.
The bullet holes, the cracks in the stonework, everything's starting to come together.
Yep. Concrete's already painted, paved.
Fucking huge, dude. Oh, wait. Hold on.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That is what she said.
That is what she said. Yeah. Looking good. Fitting the doors.
Yep.
We're doing here.
Yep. I think that one's already permanently in place. And then I have hidden magnets on the insides of them and to keep it nice and shut. And you get that nice little clicking noise when it does it.
I know some people give me shit, man, but I cannot stress how fucking awesome magnets are.
The right ones, though, because the
Yeah.
problem is you say magnets and these assholes go and buy stuff from Home Depot, these black, thick funguses that have no magnetic polarity. You got to get neodymium magnets, rare earth magnets. Those are the best.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hey, look who's here.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Ninja? $5 from our good friend, Articulated Ninja, Mr. Rap Battle Dismaster himself. And he says,
That's what she said.
she said it's too big. Thank
Cold
you
as
for the
ice.
super chat, my friend, and for swinging in. Yep. Zaymont Rogue, how many of these pieces are you going to offer for sale unpainted?
The 3D printed ones, I'll keep. They'll be a forever thing. They'll always be available. It'll just be a matter of me, like right now, I'm probably going to do a run of them to have in stock, but it'll be a made to order thing. So as long as they order them, I'll make them. As far as these big guys, yeah, I wouldn't make any more of these unless I was actually commissioned to do so, because it's a lot of work to just do and hope that it sells.
Yeah, time and money, right?
Oh yeah.
Chris from Cutthroat Comics says Hasbro eats your heart out. Duarte knows how to do real diorama playsets.
I don't think they want to do them, bro, honestly, because I asked myself, listen, I'm not the best at what I do by any means. I'm pretty good at it. I don't think I'm the greatest ever, but like Hasbro has no excuses other than lining their own pockets. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day.
They're not going to do playsets anymore. They're adverse to even doing dioramas anymore. And I see a difference. That to me, there's a clear delineation between what's a diorama and what's a playset. That's probably a conversation for another time.
Right.
But they, like, the shifts in their business models over the past, let's say, 6-7 years, it gives them an out for not doing dioramas, not doing playsets. And then you get those people that say, well, tooling costs. It's like, don't give me that.
Listen, that's where you
make money off something, they'll fucking tool it.
That's where you take that clip from Ninja's video, tool, because they hear it and they regurgitate it and they have no idea what the hell they're even talking about. But I will say, though, shout out to you, Hasbro, or whoever you had on your team that decided they wanted to steal my sandbag idea and, produce it. You're welcome.
Dude, your fucking sandbags are so rad.
Thank you, bro. I have so many variations now that I'm dropping. It's crazy.
I love them, man. When you sent me that gift box, I was like, damn. Like
with the 18 scale ones, yeah.
I finally got that fucking seat that I was missing from that Cobra bunker. So now I can finish that and then use those sandbags and shit.
Awesome.
So I'm actually going to be able to put that to use. So now we're talking about 2916. Ninja says, I fit inside that dio. Same way 2916 fits in at prom.
I got him. Speaking of that, you know how a lot of times people will do things and again, you put it out into the world and people see it, so they start regurgitating and repeat it. Like, I asked myself, did this moron not think for 1 second that before Ninja decided to do the math and see that it was 2916, right? That maybe, just maybe, he decided to screenshot that or have receipts. So you making your girl delete it and then putting a video after saying 2918 as if that would make it any fucking better. You're just a delusional moron whose face was born for punching, clearly, right? And you didn't learn any lessons from the first video because you're still doing the same thing, meathead. And then when you say, oh, this is just for funsies and giggles and ha ha ha, and then proceed in being super disrespectful piece of garbage, right? It doesn't make any sense. And at that point, you deserve everything that's coming to you. You're a douchebag. And honestly, like, you're the reason that there are people in this community that do and say the shit that they do. And then you're even more of a thin-skinned coward because you shut your comments off. Because you knew that the first thing people were going to say was your math ain't mathin', bro. It's 16 and 29. Sorry.
Yeah. And that was something behind the scenes that was being talked about for a little bit before it got, 100% confirmed, because confirmation of that stuff's kind of important before you throw it out there in the universe.
Yeah, but, you know all about that, don't you?
That guy's a total fucking piece of trash, man.
Bro, I can't listen. At the end of the day, and I know you know where I'm coming from with this, I have a daughter, bro. So I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah,
I will fold a man like a lawn chair.
Oh, yeah. My daughter's 18. Dude, have you ever seen Hellraiser? Like, I'll tear your fucking skin right off your body and throw it against the wall.
Play that shit. Yep.
Anyway, A minor. Man, I played that shit for the ma'am, and she laughed so hard.
Bro, it was perfect. Listen, I got to listen to.
She was like, Ninja's got a really good voice, and I'm like, right?
I'm telling you, I told you the minute that from the day I met him a few years ago, bro, and I told him that, I'm like, bro, your voice is one of those that, like, it you could listen to it. It doesn't annoy. It doesn't, And the other thing too is when you mix that with, raps that actually make sense, not some bullshit that like the other guy clearly no one told him don't put this shit out. I got to hear Ninja's video before he before he did the rap to it, and I thought it was great. Then when he put the rap surprise, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, listen, I got nothing to say. If I'm the other guy, I'm like,
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I'm disappearing into the bushes, bro.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's no way.
Hal Jordan says it's so funny because if Hasbro did diorama pieces and accessory packs for these dios, they would make freaking bank. Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, someone out there, some big company that wants to actually make real money, contact me, hire me, pay me to be your designer, bro. Listen.
But again, if we go back to the whole like the classified conundrum, which that's not what this is about. If they really wanted to make classified a world building line, they should have been making Checkpoint Alpha and all those little Battlefield accessories fucking day 2. Like right after the first wave came out and they saw that like this stuff was desired by people, they should have been making those Battlefield accessories, the fucking mountain howitzer and things like that. But they admittedly said, well, we only thought the line was going to run 3 years, and then they were going to do to it what they did with everything else. They were going to fucking Shanghai it.
Yeah. Why do you think I did? Why do you think I did the towers, the Hescos, the IBC totes, all that stuff? Because literally those things in of itself are a diorama piece,
Zaymar Rogue says, I went to the can and I missed something. Who are we going to tighten up? Yeah.
Nobody worth tightening anything up on.
Exactly.
None.
Just
what talking about the cockroaches
they're releasing? Yeah, well, whatever.
Oh, the outhouse with the sandbags? Yeah. It's good. Original. Very.
Whatever. It's all good. Anyway, let's look at your awesome creation.
Doors are open.
Doors. We got doors.
See, having the tread there versus it just being a flat panel is so much, in my opinion, just way better as far as the detail. And you'll even notice, like you have to be creative about the magnets, people. If you go and you see those 4 spots where the magnets are, if you go zoom in as much as you can, I still put rivet holes in those. So it just looks like plates instead of magnets.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's gorgeous, man. Again, devil's in the details, right? Look at that shit, man.
That was all pre-wash.
Yep. Unifying elements throughout. These colors match with this, all the doors. Fuck yeah. There we go.
Added that with a little diamond plate on that too. Instead of making the flip out guns, which was cool, I wanted to give him, he don't need guns. He needs more space for his figures because this guy's got troops on troops on troops. So I figured, why not add a little area you could stack 3 or 4 more figures on,
And now we're talking about baby oil.
Better not be lit.
You want to get all oiled up and Greco-Roman wrestle?
Oh, look, there's my guard tower I just talked about.
Yeah, dude.
That's a super popular one. And yes, Chad, I am going to offer those an 18 scale. Lesbian seagull.
I'll buy it.
I know.
It's so silky smooth looking. I got goosebumps. Another angle.
Yep. Just showing the top with the diamond plate.
This really shows the fucking height of this thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
I'll
be posting up better pictures throughout the week on my IG too that my wife helped me take with the camera. Like there's a picture of me behind the dio for like size reference. And I am 1/10 scale like LP says, but still pretty big,
Matthew Mahler says, Mini Brands is making a killing. I'm surprised that Hasbro hasn't reached out to them to do blind bags for their figure lines.
Seriously, bro. They're missing the mark. They're dummies.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Dummies.
Does the castle come with interludes that are silent? I mean, yeah, it could.
Yeah.
Freaking Snake Eyes in there. And then you just had to chuck the dragonfly in there for like flexing or what?
Yeah, I had to chuck it in there with the missile launch and then the explosion that actually lights up for him that I included with the dio. You know, it all had to make sense and be cohesive. He didn't need the dragonfly. He's got like
Which
50 of
is
them. So,
right there.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Boom.
All right.
Weather.
Now we're getting some more washing,
Oh, yeah.
putting them washes.
Yep. Putting in some washes, dirtying it up, you know, some highlights,
like-
some lowlights.
And it's freaking smart because you know the elements are going to make these things stain and run and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
love it. Yeah. That's that dumb tedious shit, you know, that like when you sit and look at a project and you're like, nah, it's too clean, and then you just start.
Absolutely.
And once you start, you know, that's it. You're in it.
Facts.
Yeah, 100%. I still want to know how many hours or days did it take to make this all?
A
Did you
little
say
over 300 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm. Now that does not include design time or print time on these things, right? Because that's a whole other thing in and of itself. And yes, I can't take credit for the print time because I'm not the one printing it, but that is a factor because if I have to wait 27 hours for a door to print, you know, it's kind of holding me back a day and a half from being able to do other things and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's just my labor time.
Waiting on the milkman.
Yep.
Quinto Freeze says Duarte Studios should offer upgrade packs for his towers there.
They're coming, baby. Trust me.
Yeah,
They're coming.
buddy.
Yep.
And then Jimmy Purvis says this is a fucking modern art masterpiece,
Thanks, bro.
which is an awesome Full Metal Jacket quote. You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece. What's your name, fat body? Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Titan. Well, Hasbro actually is a gaming company now. Thank you, Chris Cox, Limp Cox. Dude, they're gonna fucking regret that. They will regret that. They think that the toy industry is hard. The fucking gaming industry is cutthroat.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
All right, so more washes.
That was actually pre-wash. I think the
Oh,
picture just kind of went backwards, or I sent them to you.
Oh,
Like,
it is.
yeah, it's fine.
As you were.
Yep.
That's a pre-wash too.
Yep. There you go. There's a spotlight,
Man.
and there's more. There's other shots with it showing like just how like wide and. There you go. Like that's pitch black in my house with that one spotlight on.
Yeah, because we like them wide. We like that girthy spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. Very impressive. You need to be working for a major toy company.
Mother Slug, I say it all the time, and I've done work for some major companies too, but apparently they don't see the value in this stuff either. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah. Oh, the Find My Figures ladies. What's up? We're eating dinner and watching together. Very kind of you all. Just wanted to hop on and say that this diorama is fire times 4. How much rent would this real estate cost in New Jersey? $3K?
Just about. I mean, that's about how damn near how much I pay for this damn apartment where I'm at, and it fits in there. So yeah, I'd say she's about right. That's the other thing too, man. When you put it into perspective and tell people, "Hey, I made 10 grand on a dio," they're like, "Wow!" And you're like, "My rent's 25." Oh, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, yeah, you're not getting rich off of this stuff, especially when you factor in the amount of hours that go into stuff. I'm making less than minimum wage on most of the stuff. So if I don't love it, you know, what's the point?
Yeah. Absolutely. Plus, you got to love what you do.
All right.
Mother Slug just subbed. There
Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, see, Blake Tarpley, make your own toy company. Another company will dumb down your shit.
You're absolutely right. But the problem is, in order to do so, I have to have competent people working for me. And I've tried that in the past numerous times. And maybe it's just the state I'm in, but people, you can give a motherfucker a job laying down and he will get up and quit.
That's great.
So it's the best way I could put it. Yeah. I've worn a lot of egg on my face unnecessarily for trying to give other people the opportunity to make money or to do something fun or something cool. And, you know, I had an employee that I said, dude, I want you to be as productive as possible. If that means you got to work in your boxers and socks, like, I don't give a shit. Do you? You got to have TV on or watch Netflix while you're working. That's fine. I don't care. But what would happen? I would leave, and this guy would play his video games, watch Netflix. I would watch from the cameras from my house to the shop. And yeah, so it was just, it put a bad taste in my mouth. And I've had employees steal from me. I've had people, you know, ship out stuff that was broken or messed up, and then I look like the bad guy. So I rather just, you know, fail by myself than fail because of someone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And then everybody's talking about, you know, Jersey has everything. Well, Jersey does have Six Flags. You should move. I can't stand driving east of Minnesota, and Minnesota pisses me off. And then the Find My Figures ladies say they're all going to go move where Jeffy is because he pays $730 for a 3-bedroom house.
Fuck. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and then Hal Jordan says that's like my dream job, and these fools are throwing it away. I know. Yeah.
Basically. But you know, it's funny because I've met a handful of people that would be amazing additions to my work, right? Even in their own right, own art, own just capable of being able to help me and all of that. And they always never live close, bro. Never. Like the closest person that I have that would be a great addition that I would love seeing on a daily basis lives an hour and 45 minutes from me. So, you know, that's not very work effective, you know, when you're driving 4 hours a day, you know, with traffic and all that shit. So I would love to move, man. But truth be told, I'm a family guy. Love my family. The only real immediate family I have is my sister and my parents. And I want my daughter to be a part, you know, I want them to be a part of my daughter's life, and moving further away would not help that. So I'm kind of taking one on the chin right now until, you know, I can't, or until hopefully my parents either decide to retire or move somewhere else too. And then we can get the hell out of here, because this is crazy living.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then everybody's talking about, everybody's talking about jobs and real estate and all that stuff. But yeah.
Just to give you a heads up too, Chad, you got me for about another, I'd say 15, 20 minutes. Cause then I got to put the baby down, cause wifey got to work tonight. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Spotlight on the roof.
Yep.
In the dark.
I think all these other pictures, yeah, like that's just showing the background. Yeah, I was going to say that's the big one. Yeah. But if you go back to one picture, just to show everybody too, behind every diorama, I never leave it pink. I hate exposed pink. I wrap it like a fucking speaker. That's felt right there. Keep it nice and clean, very professional looking. You know, you would be proud to have this in your house. It doesn't look like an unfinished construction piece, you know, so that's also part of the value you're getting, because I'm making sure that you're getting that quality finish.
Hell yeah. And then here we go.
Yep.
So Commander, Major Blood, Cobra Troops.
Yep.
Hiss. Dude, this of your mech holding the battle android troopers, I fucking love that.
I figured you would.
Yeah, it's so good.
He looks so small in this dio, and he's not small at all. Like, guys, he's right here.
But he's shorter than the freaking watchtower too.
Yeah, just under, because he's 8. Well, no, he's shorter there because you'll notice his right leg is flexed back, like he's in that knee position. Because when I stand him all the way up like this, he's over 18 inches tall.
Yeah, which we need to bear that in mind, because we're going to come back to that here in just a minute.
Do.
Yeah, and then there we go.
We do.
Fucking gigantic.
That's showing off all the light works at night.
Yep. On the inside.
Yep. The door's open. You see it nice and bright.
Yeah, this thing's gorgeous, man. Yep. I'm so glad that your customer was happy with it. There's your fucking awesome sandbags.
Yep, the different ones. Yep.
Got the twins, Destro and the Baroness with her fucking not Akira Tetsuo bike.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kaneda. Yep.
Kind of just pulling up that other thing that we were talking about, so it's here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dude, this thing is so amazing. There it is. I'm gonna zoom in on this. The mech with the freaking battle android troopers. So, yeah, DJ Hellhammer says your work is top fucking notch. Salute.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, DJ.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I played with LP's hair, Bear 11 Charlie. Yeah, everybody's just saying how amazing this is. I love this, man. Just something about like a mech carrying androids.
Yeah, that's why I figured. I'm like, let me put him in his hands. Fuck it, I don't got nowhere else to put him.
Yeah.
But big difference with the shrubbery, right? When there's no more flat grass, and you can stack figures. And if you notice, like I still did it in a way where it leaves enough openings that you can stack figures and stand them and fill them on there, and it not look terrible.
Yeah. That's just such a nice touch. Freaking Torch standing up there on that little ledge.
It also gives you a nice little depth of size too, because he's so small back there.
Yeah, for sure. Look at that Hesco, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Duarte special fucking Hesco barrier.
Yep. Real sand, real fabric, real metal.
So good. I fucking love Hescos.
That's his truck filled to the brim.
Damn.
He didn't just buy my G.I. Joe Dio. He literally cleaned me out of all the that medieval tower there to the right where the wood is. The Colosseum. He got my other G.I. Joe Dio, that ruined Dio to the right of it, the Iraqi style one. He got that. He got like 3 or 4 of my bigger Dios, because he's like, dude, I rented a van. I'm here. I might as well shop.
Yeah. Even mechs want to play with toys. Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And there he is. And he was in the chat earlier. Yeah, I remember meeting him.
Yep. Yeah, once I brought you up, he's like, yeah, we met Chad the other show, and we'll tune in on Sunday. So that was cool. Small world.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that was everything broken down. That was everything broken down with all the dials, all the trees, everything wrapped up in my living room, pretty much ready for him to pick up. This picture was taken out like 3:30 in the morning, Thursday night, before he came Friday in the morning with the van ready to load up.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, cool. That's the end of that. So we got one more thing to talk about. One more. And
it's little. It's a small thing.
Yeah, it's nothing that big.
It's 18 scale.
Yeah, it is. So this is 1/18 scale, and this is something that you and I have been talking about for a minute.
Feverishly.
Yeah.
I was actually waiting to finish this G.I. Joe Dio to start this thing officially. I mean, I did start it. I designed it already, right? There's half the battle, right? Like G.I. Joe, but
yeah. Where's Cobra Island? Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
But what we're going to talk about right now is not Cobra Island. It's not even G.I. Joe, but it's what I like to call G.I. Joe adjacent. You wanna show the people?
So guys and gals and chillins of all ages. I happen to see a member chat of Chad's, a member video, and that one happened to be of his customs that he was doing of Metal Gear Solid. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, so much so that I've always had the dream and the vision of making my own 12 scale versions, kind of like Mezco style, with the clothing and all that good stuff, which now we have so many bucks and bodies and clothing, and it's all very possible, but also very time consuming, and also very not completionist like for me because of size constraints, and we'll get to that in a second. But when I saw that, at first I said, who the fuck makes Metal Gear Solid figures besides McFarlane? And then I realized, wait, it's Chad. They're 18 scale. And I'm like, well, I collect some 18 scale stuff. They make them. Let me go buy them. Oh, wait, he fucking made them. Well, I can make them too. And then I go, I've already designed like accessory pieces for them because I was designing Funko Pops, Metal Gear Solid custom Funko. So I had already done crates and things. And I'm like, Dios would be cool for this. But then I'm like, it would be really cool. My dog is actually named the same. And I think a 1/18 scale Metal Gear Rex would look pretty fucking badass for a Liquid Snake to be piloting, just saying. So then I started doing the math. And I'm like, I math the math. And I hit up Chad and I'm like, hey, bro, just so you know, your video is pretty badass. I kind of want to do my own. Do you know anybody, or do you have extra parts? And you said, and Zakane and a few others were like, talk to Mikey. So I did. Mikey came through like a bat out of hell. He got me set up with a majority of the parts I needed to make them, except for one that had been stumping you and one that stumped me in my mental process, which was Vulcan Raven, where we were like, well, he needs to be a bigger buck, and if he's true to scale, he needs to be exactly 4.65 inches tall, which would be 7 feet, as the size that the Google says that he is in the game. So
Giant. Yeah.
Right. So my first thing is, all right, cool. Like everybody else, I'm sure, solid snake is my favorite. So let me go and make him. But then I did some research and I found out this little tiny company called Revoltech used to make a line called the Revoltech Minis, which is 4-inch, and they made a solid snake. And this guy is badass. I mean, the articulation on this, and the thing is, he comes with the hand with the cigarette. It's iconic. And Revoltech only made him and Gray Fox. You can probably find them for a little over $100 now. Gray Fox is a little more expensive. I got both on the way. The other figures we already figured out, but then I reached out to a company, and I'll be shouting them out more and giving more details as we go. But this guy on Instagram, Level 7 Toys, I think it was, and he does a lot of 3D printed, stuff or whatever. And I started looking at his shit and I'm like, can you scale that up for me? Like, would you be willing to? And he was like, yeah, man, absolutely. I told him what I wanted to do. The guy was super cool. He followed all my needs and wants. And he gave us our true 1/18 scale, 4.65 Vulcan Raven buck.
There he is.
Dude, I am so stoked to make the parts and stuff. Chad, I got your tracking on yours today, actually. So this week I should have them both, and I'll get cracking on these guys.
In Alaska.
I love it. But you know what I love a lot more?
Do it. Do it.
Now, guys, just for preface, right? Like, this is the mech.
Everybody's Googling them now.
This is the 1/18 scale mech right here, okay? I mean, 1/12 scale mech right here. The 18 inches tall at its tallest height. And the reason I want you guys to really focus on this and see what I'm talking about is because I'm going to show you the, what we call it, see him right there? Let me see. I can't really see where my camera's looking. All right, there we go. So that's him essentially right there. The design work right there of him. And right next to him is a true 1/18 scale Metal Gear Rex that I designed.
Yep.
So as you can see, it towers over that mech that I designed. Okay. I got all the details put in this already, ready to go, fully articulating, lights.
Show him the cockpit, dude.
Full cockpit.
Look at that shit, dude.
I have pretty much all of that ready to go. This thing is going to be just shy of 32 inches tall, I believe. He's going to tower over Galactus, basically.
That's also taller than the freaking Defiant Space Launch Complex when it's fully extended with the booster on top.
Yep.
Because we used a tape measure.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So this will be same concept, fully articulating, all the bells and whistles, no corners cut, stainless steel hardware, the whole nine. I'm not cutting any expenses on this thing. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. I'm not cutting expenses on this thing. It's kind of one of those. This is basically one of those dream builds that I wanted to do for me in 12 scale, which is doable. It's about 5.5 feet tall, and I might do it one day, but let's start small with the 18 scale. So as of right now, there's going to be 2 of them. There's going to be mine, and there's going to be Chad's. Anyone else that's interested, just to let you know right now, this is about $3,500. It's pricey, but it'll be worth every penny and then some. And if I don't sell more than 2 or more than 1, I'm okay with that because I wanted it for me anyways. I love this game. I love this thing. I've already designed it, and I can't wait to start printing this thing and putting it together.
Well, and it's even Nick says, I'm in, let me buy it. Yeah. Yeah. And then he says 32 inches is about 50 feet. Well, yeah, that's what it maths out to.
Yeah. So and I'm actually, I'll tell you exactly down to the T right now. And also keep in mind that in the position it's in, it can still stand up a little bit more, but you're talking 732 millimeters as it sits right now, puts us at it puts us at exactly 28.81 inches. So it'll probably be just over 30 inches when it's like at full extension and stuff. And it'll lower a little bit too, but right around there, it's going to be taller than Galactus for sure. So
yeah. And then you're going to put lights in the rail gun and lights on the front and all that stuff.
The
and
eyes,
missile
everything.
pods and the legs and yeah.
Like even in the legs, all the missile pods, I made the doors open so the missiles will be there. What I'm planning on doing is actually making the holes, making the missiles separate so you can put them in, but more so you can pull them out and put a little blast effect that I make and then put the missile on it. So I want to give you every like possible accessory for pictures, for video, for stop mo, whatever the hell you want to do, or it could just be an over glorified statue with a shit ton of accessories.
Yeah. John Battle said that's some awesome shit you got going on there. I can't wait to see the final work. So
thanks, bro. Yeah, me too.
there's a lot more stuff that you and I have discussed that is gonna start coming out later, little by little, but even down to the fact that you were able to find blueprints for the cockpit, which is something that you don't even see in the game. Like you see the jaw lower and Liquid's kind of talking, but you don't see
not the quality,
the pedals and the controls. And when you were able to find that stuff, it freaking blew me away.
Dude, I went deep down the rabbit hole into the creators' fucking sketches and actual like Metal Gear property pages that they've uploaded, whether it was legal or illegal, who knows, but I got my hands on them. And this thing is going to be detailed to the brim. I mean, when you open the cockpit and you see all these like lines and wires, and those will be real metal lines and real wires, and chances are those real wires will actually be the conduit to the lights and the batteries and all that good stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah, the Titan says, fuck HasLab. We need more Duarte lab.
That should be a thing, right? Like a Duarte. What's the next Duarte lab?
Right there. There you go. That's it, man.
There you go. And I will leave a little Easter egg too for people that are into like the big projects and stuff. If you guys, and obviously this is not for Chad because I know you're not into that, but for any of you who are into Power Rangers the way I was, the original ones that I grew up on, stay tuned because that Duarte lab is going to be I'm just gonna put it to you this way. I'm gonna break the internet.
Fuck yeah. And see, I may not be into it, but that doesn't mean that I can't still
appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, absolutely. But those the diehards, that's no different than me telling you, like, hey, check out this new G.I. Joe thing I'm gonna drop, right? So yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, but I'll still get excited like a little kid, you know.
Of course, hell yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of awesome stuff coming from you. Moving forward, I know you got a lot of stokes in the fire, but I'm super excited for this Metal Gear Rex because the way that, you know, you're moving your camera, I'll move mine. The way that my flag is set up, right, is the top of the deck is only 30 inches off the ground.
Wow.
So the top of Rex is going to come up to the deck, and you can see it's going to be taller than that. I want to say Crusader, but the Defiant over there.
No, you're right. Holy shit.
So I'm really.
Where you gonna put it?
Probably over here on the floor. I don't know. Maybe I'll have it beat the shit out of my armor bot. I don't know.
When's your kid moving out? Just turn her room into Metal Gear Rex's little den, you know?
Yeah. I'll build a doghouse just for Rex.
Just for Rex.
No, man, I can't wait to see it. And you know, for everybody who's still hanging out with us, we've also had a few conversations about a couple other projects.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna work on. So I'm really excited because one, like, you are a master at your craft, and two, I'm a big fan of seeing stuff in physical form that never happened. So I know you and I are.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna work on some of that.
Oh yeah, a lot of something of that.
Oh yeah, a lot of it. So what do you got coming up?
So let's see. This month I am getting out the last batch of Turtle Vans, the last batch of Street Fighter Ken Dios.
Yeah.
I will be unveiling the newest Dio of the Street Fighter that's coming out. I'm also going to be unveiling some of the Metal Slug stuff that I've been working on behind the scenes.
Sweet.
And the Metal Gear thing and the Secret Power Ranger project. And I have so many irons, but those are the ones that are going to come out relatively quickly. Another one, too, for all of you who did get the Mezco Biker. I will be doing something special for that, so stay tuned. I used to be in a motorcycle club for many years, so that's very near and dear to my heart. So I have some very, very cool shit that I plan to put out for that. And yeah, just look forward to me expanding the encyclopedia of diorama accessories for those of you that want to do it yourself or already own dios and maybe just need a toolbox or a USPS mailbox or a dumpster or something. You know, I try to have a little bit for everybody, right? And even the unfinished stuff. If you don't want to pay me to do the work and you want to paint it yourself because you think your painting is amazing, I encourage it.
Work on your skills, bitch. Yeah.
That's it. Put the hours in, baby.
Wait. Secret Power Rangers. Yeah, stand by for that.
Oh, it's coming in hot and large.
That's how she likes it, baby.
I'm gonna break the fucking internet.
Large, veiny.
That's it.
Done. Yeah.
That's it.
What about streams? You're going to be on with Ryan on Saturday.
So I will be with LP 3POA on Saturday. Tomorrow I'll be with Zakanin pre-game right before Yojo Jerk and Gaines. Tomorrow I'll do those two. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday I'll be at my brother's house. Thursday, nothing. Friday I will be with Figure Fight Club, and yeah, 3POA Saturday, and that'll end the week. And then after that I can start getting back in the lab and cranking out all the good stuff. And anybody else watching, please, for the love of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints, if you contact me anytime past the hours of 9 p.m., okay, and I don't respond right away, chances are it means I don't know, being a dad, a husband, maybe taking a nap, or maybe just working. So like, don't leave a post saying how I don't respond to you and all this other stuff, because you're reaching out to me at 3 o'clock in the morning, bro. Have some common sense or some common decency, you know?
That's that bullshit about 24-hour media culture, is that everybody thinks that you got to be available at the drop of a hat.
Right.
I go to sleep. Yeah.
It's the worst, bro. And it's like, I am not trying to beat you for your $100, or the better ones is like, on my website, I intentionally do $50 deposits. You don't have to pay the whole thing. You could pay it little by little, or you could pay it at the end. That's fine. Here's just a deposit. I don't want to charge you up front like these companies do and have you wait a year for something, right?
Yeah.
So they'll hit you up. Where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And it's like, it's getting worked on. Did they hit you up? Did Tatiana hit you up and say, hey, your balance is such and such yet? No, right? Okay, it means it's not done. Oh, dude, you only paid $50 on it. You want your $50 back? I'll sell it to somebody else real quick. They're waiting in line. It's okay. Like, relax, people. I am one person. I do not have a team. I wish I did. I do not have a team. I'm only one guy. I can only do but so much. So please, cut me some slack, please.
You know what you need? You need to give them this.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
That's what you need to give them. I'll send it to you.
Just forward it to them.
Well,
funny.
My friend, one, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you for showing everyone that amazing diorama that you made.
My pleasure.
I know you had to like nurture this baby and then send it off, but
yeah, it was rough.
That thing is timeless.
I tell people, man, that as a creator, that's probably the bigger killer for me. Is literally, I feel like the woman who carried a child for 9 months popped it out, and the adoptees were like, "Oh, we'll take it." Didn't even get to hold it, you know?
Yeah. People love those clips, but they don't love those clips.
Right.
Get this man. I can't say that, but yeah.
Oh, bro, you know how many people say that? And I kid you not. Listen, that's something I'm proud of that I've never done a day in my life. But there are people when I'm like, man, I wish it was like 2 of me. And they're like, bro, if you run this line real quick, it'll be 2 of you. And I'm like,
get to work.
And then they're like, but that crash though. And I'm like, yeah, see, nope, I'm good. I'll just keep on trucking by listen, here's the thing. I have yet, let me knock on wood real quick, right? But I have yet to have a customer be upset at my work or my quality. So I will gladly take customers being upset they waited 2 more weeks or a month or even a year longer than and get quality work that they're happy with than me give them something in a month and they'll be like, I paid how much for this garbage? Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. So if you are in a rush and you want work done by me, please go somewhere else, because I will not cut corners. I will not half-ass shit, because I've had, again, lessons I've learned. I've had people in the past say to me, hey man, why don't you just do it like this? And it's $50 less. I'd rather do that. Okay, cool. Now Chad comes along and he looks at the piece and goes, why the fuck did he do it like that? That person, based off of Chad's question isn't going to admit and say, oh, well, he did it that way because I was cheap and I wanted to cut corners. They're going to say, I don't know. And then guess who looks like the bad guy? Half-asser. This guy. Yeah. So I don't like egg on the face. I like egg in the mouth. I like to eat eggs, like scrambled eggs. I like, deviled eggs, but egg on the face, never been my thing.
I almost said scrambled ass. Zaymont Rogue says, Chad, thank you for exposing us to this dude. Always looking for someone to inspire my idea and a benchmark to strive for. Duarte, you're amazing, dude. Subbing shortly.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that, man. And that's all it's about, bro. I really just I don't want Diorama to die. I want to keep pushing that. And if I can inspire you guys to create stuff based off of things I did, awesome. Come buy your supplies from me. You don't have to buy the dioramas. I'll sell you all the accessories and you can make your own. Watch my videos. I'll teach you how.
Sweet. And the Eagles got another touchdown. It's a good day, right? It's a fucking good
amazing
day.
I might just have to do a big ass super sale discount on the website if they win the Super Bowl.
Eagles, baby. Yep. But again, it's Chad coupon code.
It's Chad, all one word. It'll be live at midnight, and I'll be dropping some new items tonight too, while I'm watching Ninja's feed in a few hours.
I'm gonna go spend some money. Thank you, my friend. Everybody, don't forget to check him out tomorrow on Zakanan's channel, and everybody can look forward to some rad upcoming projects from you.
Oh yeah,
and you with me, kind of poking at you a little bit.
Oh, it's gonna make it happen.
All right, my friend. In classic fashion around here, you're gonna sign us out.
Love, peace, and chicken grease. Keep your panties dry and your dreams wet. Hugs, not drugs.
Chad, how insensitive of you.